WIFTBPM.
If you're a business professional, have you ever wanted to multitask on your way to an important meeting instead of navigating through traffic? Fellowship Fleet Limousine and Bus Company is your solution for chauffeured ground transportation. Our company provides sedans, SUVs, stretch limousines, vans, and buses for corporate travel, airport transfers, and group shuttles. If you're a corporate travel manager, individual business professional, event or meeting planner, relax. Let us take the wheel. Visit fellowshipfleet.com to book right now.
Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Drop top cruising, old school music, old school juicy. Gotta make my way to you. Pull up on that ass like, ooh. I wanna take you to New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, down all over London, Paris, the A to B, everywhere. Now take you downtown. Show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you down. I wanna take you down. I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the Show you all the kind of things in life.
Lake Shore, I made sure to make sure, that my place yours. 28th floor, I had 8 thoughts, all 8 yours, cake for dessert, but I ate yours.
Take you to New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, down all over London, Paris, the Bay, everywhere, fly all over. Your last boy couldn't get what you asked for. Your last boy didn't even know. I'm gonna take you downtown, girl. Show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you down. 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 I'm gonna take you down. Show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the kind of things in life.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Here on a Tuesday, March 8th. When I got up this morning, it was, I don't know what the weather was, but I know what it was. I know what last night was. Go on, Riis. Look at it. You gotta look at the screen. You just want to look. You can look at it in person. Let me just move the strings out the way. Let me move the mic out the way. In case you can't see on the camera, it is the mighty B of Bolingbrook High School. The Raiders return to the state finals Friday. I'm out. I'm riding out, yo. Got to go check out the Raiders. We got to play Glenbar West now. So that's going to be kind of bogus. But, in case you did not know, yesterday, Bolingbrook High School, greatest high school in the Chicagoland area. Notice how I did the Chicagoland area. You see, the greatest high school in the Chicagoland area. You know, Tyrone Muhammad came on here. He ain't even know what to do with himself when he went to Bolingbrook High School. He was like, I mean, they had a black football. Because Riis. Real talk, dog. Like, I remember when people used to make fun of Bolingbrook. Now everybody got a cousin out there. And now your cousins and them going downstate because the Raiders, once again, CBS. I don't even half y'all high schools ain't even here no more. I was talking to Bob. I was talking to Israel the other day. He came in. I was like, Robeson Raiders. What's that? I was like, is there still a high school called Robeson? I was like, the only Raiders are Bolingbrook. He was like, what about the Robeson Raiders? I was like, is that a school? Is that a thing? Y'all, yeah, Ron took y'all out. No shade to any of the other schools, but as you know, no, we don't. We'll play Whitney Young, Mad Sneal, but Glenbard is the number one team in the state. They only lost to Sierra Canyon by 1 point. So let me just tell you, this is getting ready to be like we about to go break up some. Like we win this game, boy. Woo! Oh, you ain't gonna never hear the end of it. It wouldn't even be. Playing the Fish after that would be anticlimactic. Oh, the Fish. Oh, and did you see the Fish beat the Broncos yesterday? That was kind of crazy too. And well, let me say, I was gonna say it was a rivalry. My man Mike Irvin say it's a rivalry between Kenwood and Whitney Young. Coach Slaughter was like, no, we beat them in everything. They making it a rivalry. But like when I went to U of I, it was Kenwood and Whitney Young was the two dominant black schools down there. And so I think that's still like, you know, they want to, Kenwood and Whitney Young, they got like a rivalry. But you know Whitney Young be snobbing them. But them Kenwood Broncos, they something else. Even though Kenwood, y'all gonna have to get yourself right for this election. I ain't gonna say nothing else, but y'all gonna have to get yourself right. Who? You know what? I'm gonna ask this when people wake up because I want to know. I mean, neither one of them are Bolingbrook High School. I mean, let's be real. Well, like between Kenwood, who got the coldest school between Kenwood? Like the coldest alumni between. Now I know Whitney Young gonna claim Michelle Obama. They gonna be like, that's the shutdown. We gonna shut all y'all stuff down with Michelle Obama. But I think the school with the most school spirit though. Still got to be Lindblom. Like Lindblom, but between Kenwood and Whitney Young, who is the coldest school? I bet that. Look, don't wake up the Fish. The Fish and the horses. We used to fish for dolphin and ride the horses when we raided the town, and now we about to go be the state champs, Riis. Last time I went down the state, man, I lost my voice. I wore my crazy jacket. I sat right behind the Kenwood. I mean, we played Simeon. Riis, we was killing him in the first half. Killing him. Riis, I was behind the bench. I had my jacket on. I don't know if you ever saw my red my Paisley jacket, but I was sitting behind the Kenwood. Taylor Horton was on the team. Riis, I talked to him so bad through the whole team that they was playing to beat me. Like, I sat, like, right behind the bench. I feel like they almost banned me from the game. Like, the high school players was like, they ain't even go say nothing to Bolingbrook. They was so mad at me. But, man, I'm telling you. Bolingbrook Raiders, congratulations. Shout out to the class of 89 who made all of this possible. We had to fight the fight so you youngins could get your respect. We used to have to go to Chicago and come into these schools and put it on them with the fundamentals of football. And now we've broken through the barrier of football onto the realm of basketball perennials. We are a powerhouse. I know y'all like, what? Riis just met. Riis, did y'all have a football team at y'all school?
Of course.
Did you play football?
Freshman year, and then I quit.
Yeah, man, that football. I played football junior and senior year. Well, I didn't play. I watched from the sideline. Riis, I'll never forget you told me they gave you the tracksuit from last year and they didn't even watch it. I'm through, man.
You had to watch it yourself, man.
Nah, dog. Nah.
Yeah,
You had the coach we had a washing machine at the joint and they took everything and he washed everything and everything was all nice and fresh. If they didn't take it to the dry cleaners.
You got that stuff that come out of box that smell like it's been in that same box since last season. Yeah, they gonna ask you for your size and they gonna tell you to take it home and wash it before your meet, all right?
Man, shout out. Okay, I'll give you a shout out to class of 1996. Probably like the 12th best class from Bolingbrook High School. But shout out to him. I wasn't a football player type. If you was a Bolingbrook Raider football player, you just had like the keys to the kingdom. So my junior and senior year, I just was like, man, dog, I've been to church every day for 6 days a week for my freshman, sophomore, from kindergarten to 8th grade, dag near. I was like, bust this, I'm going to play football. And it was the best 2 years of my life, I got to tell you, even though I was a straight tackling dummy. Like, dog, we had like D1 players, dog, and the coach would be like, but they was like, they wouldn't, they couldn't, they tried to make me quit. I was like Ruthie, dog. Like, except I didn't have my Notre Dame moment, but I was kind of like the Ruthie of the team. So everybody would be like, yay, Maze, right? You got to, I remember the first game of the year, I had an interception.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. It was like, I got in that kind of like whacked, and it was like, because I was small, my number was 99. Right, I had the biggest number on the team. We had like all of these like we had like D1 players, right? Like D1. And I was, and it would be like, I remember the first time I came out and man, they was like, cause people knew me from school, but they was like, what are you doing here? I was like, I'm trying out. And at Bolingbrook, as long as you try it out, you can make it. They was like, we got a uniform for everybody from 0 to 99. And I mean, if you was a Raider football player back in the day, dog, they used to, the cheerleaders, you had even if you was a scrub, you had your own cheerleaders assigned to decorate your locker. When you came in on Fridays, you could wear your uniform. Man, Joe, like you could go to the restaurants on Friday, get you something to eat for free and then you get your jersey, you can wear it all year. Oh yeah, I was a straight tackling dummy though. Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt. But what it did do is it put me in, it helped me get some sort of shape, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how it helped me start to go to the gym. It helped me start to lift weights. It helped me, and it really built my confidence and my social skills. But yeah, they used to sing a song, like 99 on the sidelines. It was crazy. Like my boys do it now, but I'd be like, but guess what? Talk that smack now if you want to. I was like, you can. But I'm straight. I was like, I might not have made it to the D1, but I do D1 things, if that makes sense. And I'll let it be at that. And I'll be like, nah, do we really need to go here? Nah, I'm just saying, man. It's like I was super excited for my high school. Y'all know my high school instilled a lot of pride in me, but it's a lot that I learned and how to navigate this craziness. But I'm still, I look at Bolingbrook now, and they'd be like, "Dang, they don't." It's like almost all our athletics back in the day. We was like mixed, integrated. It's like the chess team be white. It's a football squad. We got a program, dog. It's like everybody can't be a Raider.
If you play any sport, you was a Raider technically.
No, if you went to the school, you're a Raider.
Yeah,
You're a Raider. You're a Raider. Now, there's Letterman and but you a Raider. You like, bro. It's like the lowest at Bolingbrook. I mean, I'm just saying. I ain't even go there. I don't even want to talk about it. I ain't gonna talk about it. But you don't really want me to do this. So I'm gonna let that be. Hey y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Okay, I'm through with the Bolingbrook brag. Shout out to the Raiders. They are going to the state finals. Y'all know I love my high school. I think we might have to bounce out this weekend though and go check that out. And man, hopefully they'll be playing all the days. All right. What's up, y'all? Mace Jackson Show on a Tuesday in the club on a Tuesday. What's up, my man DJ Riis the Ruler? How you feeling today, dog?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest. How you doing out there today?
Hey, Riis. Blessings upon blessings upon blessings to you and your family on your significant loss. I'm not put your business out there, but hey, man, yeah, let us know, man, so we can, send one up for you for the family. You know what I'm saying? If we got to send a plate or send some chicken, I don't know, but hey, man, you like a second cousin.
I've been trying to get adopted, so that's cool. I'm second cousin.
You like a second cousin? I mean, we ain't gonna say you can't eat that. You could show up at the family reunion. We gonna be like, get a plate, dog. You know what I'm saying? You man, Riis, you part of the network, bro.
Appreciate it. Nah, man, it was all good. It was my godfather. He been a part of my life, man. Him and my godmother did like unmeasurable things for my family and everything. And so he passed away at 89 yesterday, and his funeral was yesterday. He had one cold funeral, too. I mean, it was Sunday. I'm sorry. It was Sunday. He had the Brown Sisters sung for him. Yeah, Darius Brooks came out there and sung for him.
Dang,
so, like I said, it was real good. So, and then we did his burial yesterday. So, it was tough because I was a pallbearer, but it was good though. It was. He lived a real good life, man. He lived a real good, successful life.
So then that's what you got to be grateful for, man. It's like we all got to, and I'm not here to philosophize, but I do think, and I look around at people, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit later too, but I do think like I'm thankful for the people that I know that have had the opportunity to live full lives. And enjoy it and be a blessing to other people. And you know what I'm saying? And you think about black men in the concept of the world today and 89 years old compared to what our shorties are thinking about, right? It's a lot, man. And so be grateful for all of those years and be grateful for godfathers and godmothers and aunties and uncles and those people that just take an interest in you. Right, that take an interest in you, no ulterior motives, just see something good and want to be a blessing in your life. I've had so many of those people in my life, and I don't necessarily think that I've, how you don't really acknowledge or know it sometimes, and then you look back and you be like, oh, dang. And it's just, so you know what, and black men, throughout all the craziness, there's so many of these young people who could benefit from just a positive interaction. I don't know that I tell everybody to be a mentor because that takes a lot of commitment, a lot of time. But you can always bless a young man, impart some knowledge, some wisdom, some cash. They got to learn it, though. They got to earn it. See, because, these millennials be next thing. They'll be thinking, you're supposed to give me that. No, but man, that's a good thing, Riis. And so you in our prayers, brother. You are in our prayers.
Appreciate it.
All right, Riis. We are here. We are locked and loaded. Let's do this. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away. Speaking of up and away, Reese, CPS is lifting the mask mandate next week. So you can take that thing up and off if you want to. It's up to you. It's optional, but CTU is like, look, man, why is y'all playing with us? You know, Reese, I love when people be like, why is you playing with me? You must be playing with me. They like, but I don't think CTU can. I think CTU done shot all their bullets right now. I think they got to be cool. Like, I don't think there's going to be very much. They might talk a little smack right now, but I think they're going to be chill. You know what I'm saying? They say it's Russian backlash. Hey, Reese, check this out. In Chicago, there's Russian backlash at a place called Russian Tea Time. I would expect that, except for the fact that, guess what? The people who own Russian Tea Time are Ukrainian. They said they be getting death threats, and people be like, it's time for you to go. And you know now how people get you? They give you a bad Yelp. They was like, we've gotten so many 1 stars. I was like, that's what y'all. Do you look at the Yelp reviews when you go to a place?
A lot of people really do. So I bought a car from my mother, and we did a review on him, and it was a bad review, like because the car just started to break down. He literally called us back and asked what can he do, and we fixed the car, and he was like because his boss don't want no bad reviews on it. So yeah, it's crazy. Bad reviews do mean something. Now I do read them. I read them, just to see, because a lot of people, if you do something, you have your friends going oh my God, this place was amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's the best place I've ever been. So yeah, I always read the 1 stars because they actually had a real experience. So I just want to see what the experience was that they had.
All right, I'm gonna start looking at. Y'all. If I start Yelp reviewing, people gonna be mad. Be like, I don't get no. Matter of fact, we should do it like a promote. We should go places. Actually, Reese, I'm gonna tell you. I want to do a lot this summer. That's why I'm thinking about this early morning stuff. Whew. Reese. It's man, Charlie, I was just thinking. They was like, do you know this weekend is gonna be daylight savings time?
That's good.
But do you understand how the seasons are back?
Yeah.
And I was just thinking man, this 4:00 in the morning is really for the birds, kind of, sort of. I like it because I feel but I be man, do I have to have another summer where I can't go nowhere? Where I can't go eat?
Oh yeah.
I can't. Look, bro. I be looking at the clock it's 6 o'clock. I be I'm ready. I gotta get to the house. It's I gotta get in the house. And
hey, the clock is critical.
Man, you be
I gotta go. I gotta get everything ready for tomorrow.
Man, look, it's light outside right now.
Yeah.
So understand, you got a window. I don't even got a window. My window blocked off. We done built the studio around the window and stuff.
Window right there.
Huh? There's a window, right? If you go on the other side of the door, right?
Oh, okay.
It's a window. This used to all be. You ain't. Yes, right. You wasn't here. This was all open. That was Tennille's office. It was just like that office over there. There was no this. Yeah, man, it was crazy. Tamiko did this. We got the whole squad. We did the whole. Man, see, Reese, sometimes I forget you as a youngin'. But it's okay. All right, man. So y'all do. I'm going to I'm gonna start Yelp reviewing. I need to get a restaurant list. I really don't know what I want to eat anymore, and I wind up just eating outlandishly because I don't know what to eat. I need y'all to help me come up with or I need to come up with a cooking club or a cooking plan, or maybe go back to ordering boxes of food. I just don't even feel like I had the time to cook right now. But I need some good restaurants. And I want to kind of eat healthy but good. Can you do that? Okay, where can you eat healthy but good? And don't be calling me talking about I want some, look, I need meat, yo. I'm just telling y'all now, I need meat. Don't call me talk about, go to Majani. I'm support my brothers and sisters. I support your vegan movement, even though I am going to try some vegan salad. Can you have vegan salad?
I just listened to you and realized what you said. What you mean?
I mean, I be putting chicken on my salad.
That's not a vegan salad. Then you gotta just put the salad.
If you put an egg on it, is it a vegan salad? Like a boiled egg?
Well, you know, like I don't know the actual difference.
We're gonna have to get
between,
Sadiq
like,
in here
vegan
and tell us.
vegetarian. Like I know, like one of them, like you don't eat eggs, or like one of them you can't eat eggs. So.
All right, let's talk about this. Hey, y'all, we're going to talk about that part, me moving the time at 8 o'clock. We say that to 8, because we might have to we had to make the radio people, they might get mad at us. But I was just thinking, so we're going to talk about that, because you know we got the app coming, right? And so once we got the app, you could just really, well, anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, Riis, it's campaign season in Illinois. I am super excited. So I want to do some analysis, if that makes sense. This election cycle, I feel like some way, shape, or form in this process, I have gotten a little bit away from the actual hardcore analysis. Now, I think it really usually comes during election cycles. But guys, I'm really excited to get back to analyzing some of these races and breaking this stuff down. And I hope that is something that you will enjoy a little bit. So in this process, I'm going to try and move away from the fiery emotional and really get down to some nitty gritty, breaking it down and kind of taking some looks at it and breaking these things apart in a way that we can take a look at it. That can help us start to be critical. One of the other things I want to start doing is, as we move into this cycle, I think there's a piece that you all should be recognizing. How many of y'all know what earned media is? And I want to talk to you about the advantages of incumbency, because I want you to be able to read the paper and read and look at news stories and know whether it's real or if it is an earned media attempt or them using the benefits of incumbency to their advantage. Look, it is the Mace Jackson Show. We done been talking for a minute. When we come back, we're going to finish these headlines, plus then the social media question of the day. We're going to talk about these elections, who turned in petitions, who didn't, what the numbers look like. I checked out David Moore's video. We might check him out down at in Springfield, turning in his petitions. Plus, we're going to talk about, is there any advantage to being black with black candidates? Is there an advantage to being black with black people? And what are they, particularly in the election cycle? Look, because I think we're going to be presented with an interesting conundrum in a variety of places. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break. Mace Jackson.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Mace Jackson, host of the Mace Jackson Show. You hear me every single day ask the question, what's in it for the black people? Well, finally, y'all, we've got an answer, and it's called the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth, Unit 17E. That's in the mall at the 55th and the Dan Ryan. And you join us every Saturday where we are taking our politics black. We'll teach you everything you need to know about the game, from how to collect a petition, to how to knock on a door, to even how to become the next mayor of the city of Chicago. That's right, y'all. It is the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth in the mall at 55th and the Dan Ryan. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. This is a black people thing you wouldn't even understand.
Mace Jackson. And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion has to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, shall not want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the black people family? The time is now 6:35 a.m. and I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. As we head over to the Chicago Bulls in the city of brotherly love last night, taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Embiid, 43 points and 14 rebounds was too much for the Bulls as they fall 121 to 106. As we head over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop will be 21 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 17 on the Edens as well as the Eisenhower, 27 minutes in both directions. On the Stevenson, we got 39 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan. Outbound will be 31. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 33 minutes, 30 minutes to I-80. Or the Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson, and Jackson to 55th will be 7 minutes. And on the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, and Bryn Mawr to Randolph will be 8. Today's weather, it is currently 28 degrees and partly cloudy. Today will be a high of 39 and a low of 27. I'm Reese the Ruler. Happy Tuesday here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Back to glory. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, and that is our people from Church, Chicago. They got an R in there, though, but I like Church better. Church, Chicago. Terrence Keys, Terrence Daniels, and that one and only Angie Mims. She be like, hi, guy. I just love it. Hi, Angie. That's how she be talking.
Dangerous woman, you know when she get mad.
Yeah. She like, come here, let me talk to you. Like, oh, damn. All right, y'all. Check them out, Church Chicago. God is going to turn it around. I promise you, if that song goes triple, quadruple platinum, and if I ain't on the stage doing the opening for that, if I am not hosting the show, I really want them to do a gospel brunch for me. I really want. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, I did, man. That would be dope.
I'm just saying, can you imagine 4 mics lined up on the stage? Them, right? Even if we got a live band, right there. We ain't had a live band in a minute, bro. I'm about ready to do so. See, my thing is, Reese, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to have to talk about this at 8 o'clock, because it's too much to be, like, bro, when the alarm,
Ain't got to tell me. And you here earlier than me.
I'd be like, and I think y'all need to just, man, I'm going to tell you, it's all good. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my up at 6:30 in the morning. But that's for my seniors who tune in to us every day, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 8:30. That's right, 6:30 to 8:30, live on WBGX 1570 AM. Reese, I'm about to take, I didn't realize we was at the end of the quarter. And usually at the end of the quarter, I take me a couple weeks off to chill out. You know what I'm saying? I do like the 10 and 2. So I might be taking a couple weeks off. But I was thinking I might let let your boy sit in.
Ty.
Oh, Ty and not for 2 weeks. I might. We had to.
I want to go see who gonna get him out the seat with it. Ty.
You gonna be like, Reese, it's time to go.
I ain't telling him. You tell him. I ain't telling him.
We might. Now, see. Well, I mean, I guess I can't lose no sponsors, right? I can't really lose none because we ain't got names. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take me take me a wind down. I think maybe like next Friday. I think I might take me a little. I'm taking some break. I'm look.
Talking about next Friday, like the 18th Friday.
Something like that. Why?
Hey man, you know.
What?
Oh nah.
That's your birthday?
Nah, it's on the 20th. 12 days. 34.
You already missed the greatest day in the year.
Last year,
January
March
30th.
No, it was definitely March 20th.
It's been January 30th since 1971. It's been the greatest day in history. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, in the building. Riis, let me get through my rest of my headlines, which I turned the wrong page. Also, the Emmett Till bill finally passed. I think that was Bobby Rush's parting gift from Congress. They finally passed the anti-lynching law. You know why I think it took them so long to do it? Because they wanted to make sure their grandparents and parents was dead who was doing the lynching, because they didn't want them to go back, right? Like, I feel like the people who passed it now feel like it's safe enough that they cannot. They feel like they're safe enough, Riis, that they cannot. Any of their family members won't ever go to jail for the people that they lynched. And that's what took them so long, because I think if they would have passed it like 20 years ago when they first started, it would have been white people that they knew. It would have been like, on Avengers when people be like disappearing. They be like, oh, you was a lyncher, you was a lyncher, you was a lyncher, you was a lyncher. Now the lynchers are dead. They do it now, they just shoot you. Oh, my bad. Sorry. All right. Did you hear? Shout out. Well, let me not say shout out. I don't know how you do. I don't know how you feel, but Bill Cosby will not. The Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court, will not take up the Bill Cosby case. That's when you know, there's some spiteful people in the world. Like, this man went to. Okay. Now I want y'all to think about this. Bill Cosby went to jail and they. Okay, I ain't gonna go there. Did you see that the Florida Surgeon General is going to recommend that children under 5 do not get vaccinated? Like, they're going to recommend that they not get vaccinated. It's going to be a lot of people moving to Florida that I know. Sharon Ugochi probably going to move to Florida in a minute. Shout out to the black people who have been able to cash out from their hard work. By that, I mean shout out to Dr. Janice Jackson. Did you see Dr. Janice Jackson? Her Hope Fund controls $1 billion, Riis. Dr. Janice Jackson is going to give away $1 billion in scholarships and money for families. So I was upset that they went to the Latino place first during Black History Month. But shout out to Dr. Janice Jackson for getting what has to be like a dream educational job, right? Where you get $1 billion, you care about the education of kids, and you can say, I'm sending them to college, and you could just blink it to them, and you got $1 billion to do it with. And all the big corporate titans of the world, as they have guilty consciences for what they've done, you get to have $1 billion in the Chicagoland area to put kids to school. And I'm not going to say, obviously I have I'm going to ask you what's in it for the black people, but I feel like Dr. Janice Jackson has done her service to the black community, right? Like, she worked her way, she went to CPS, worked her way up, worked all the way through it, worked her way up from being a school teacher to a principal to being one of the best principals to finally being able to be the chief education officer, being the woman next to the man who really knew about the schools, but she had to be beneath the white guy to finally get into the top spot. Makes it through COVID or close to the end of COVID, gets Mayor Lightfoot, and then says, I'm not signing the contract because I got another opportunity. Chips out $1 billion, gets to do her dream. Shout out to Dr. Janice Jackson. Dr. Ezike. Y'all know I give Dr. Ezike the business because she had the shiny weave, Riis. Riis, it's, like, I don't know what it is, but there's the two kinds of weaves. It's the shiny weave, and then it's like that other kind of weave. But in spite of that, Dr. Ezike, she really was the face of COVID security calmness for 2 years almost. Right? She got taken from, got put in a relatively unseen position. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody really says who's the Illinois Department of Public Health until being thrust in front of the camera and every day having to shepherd the state through the COVID crisis. And Riis, 2 weeks ago, she was like, I'm out. Last week, she was like, I'm out in 14 days. I'm done. I'm through. Compete, finito, pow. But it turns out that they're asking her to run one of the largest health systems, Mount Sinai, in the city. Riis, it's one of them jobs where, you know, your real job is to go to the games, to the court side, to make sure that the millionaire doctors and the millionaire radiology companies, but to be the boss of bosses of a whole health system. Driver, infinite money, you chipped out, you ain't got to worry about nothing. She paid her dues. She chipped out. I'm not mad at her for that. Then I saw yesterday, did y'all see the meme of Cootie and Chike? Cootie and Chike, the meme was everywhere yesterday. It was Cootie and Chike got paid $30 million for their Kanye West footage. Shout out to Cootie and Chike for having a 30-year vision or plan or taking a risk and finally being able to cash out. Now, I saw some different conversations about that, like, yo, people all excited now because they got $30 million. Well, we all watched the series, so we all supported them. But it's also good to know that at the end of your 30-year or 10-year vision, you are able to monetize that or use it to a place where it can allow you to further expand or live your dreams. We celebrate that. How many black people you know get $30 million for using their camera 15 years ago? Who knows that the tapes that you got in your closet that you had the vision to tape or record eventually would be, and if that happens, a lot of times in Chicago, it ain't because people want your money. Like, nobody knows anybody that went from 0 to 30 million. Not a lot of people. And not people that are so down to earth, people that you was, like Riis. Shoot, Cootie was on the network. Again, every time we went to New York, Cootie, Chike, J. Ivy, that's the first place we landed. And so you're happy to see. Let me ask the question though, Riis. You got the button back there? Shout out to all the people who had the opportunity to cash out. Riis, hit the button for me.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
No. The social... Boy.
So many buttons, man.
Hey, man. You got to get mastery.
All right, you ready?
It's time for the social media question of the day.
How do you know when it's time to cash out? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I'm going to put the number up. But I want to know, how do you know when it's time to cash out? When cashing out is not selling out, but how do you know when it's time to cash out? Is there a time when you have done enough that you don't have to keep sacrificing? And I'm not saying like you don't give up on your people, but Like, is there a point when you've done enough service and you can convert your service into cash, into equal? Is that wrong? Is that selling out? Right? How long do you have to toil in the field before you can actually monetize what you do? See, I think that it's always been part of not always been part of, that's probably a bad choice of words. But my vision has always been to turn my collection of life experiences into some sort of format that will allow for me to live a good and comfortable life and provide for my family. How long do you have to stay on the battlefield? Right? Like, it's so, I think so many of us have to work until we die or have to toil until we die. That we don't a lot of times see a way or have an exit plan, especially if you don't have a pension. Right? Like if you ain't in one of those lifetime career jobs. And so when are you able to monetize your profession, your skill to cash out? Or do you have that option? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Are there terms? Is there a number? Riis, do you have a cash out plan? Like, do you have how do you, I don't want to say how does it end, but how does it end? And when I say end, how do you spend the latter years of your life? Right? Like, do you anticipate having when do you imagine not working? Or can you see yourself not working? Like, sometimes I feel like a lot of people don't really have an exit plan. And that's a lot of it is because we don't always have the economics or the savings. But talk to me. And when is it okay for someone to cash out? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What's up, Riis?
I mean, my plan is to get residual money, and like when I'm going to sleep, I'm getting paid, even though I'm working that. I got a couple of ideas, with my little events I host now. I probably still do them, like if I can, or I'm into like vending machines. Like, I got my restaurant opening up this month, so it's like different venues that I hope that I can just pass down to like my children, to where I can just get residual off of everything, and then I can chill. Like, I don't see myself like working past at least 55. Like 55 is probably, to me, my cap. I feel like the rest of that I want to enjoy or do what I want to do, like working. Like maybe if it's only doing my events or something like that. But yeah, but it definitely has to be an end game, because I look at my parents and my dad is he's gonna probably work until he passes away unless I get rich. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be 65, 70 years old, waking up, still having to go to work. So, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder, when do you have the opportunity to monetize what you do and turn it into is that a wrong thing? Like, you build up. See, I feel like, how do you know when you've done your service to man or to your people, and it's okay for you to go and get yours. Like, how long do you have to, like, when do you get to enjoy your life? Like, when do you, and I'm not talking about weekend enjoy, because I mean, I be seeing these white guys, Riis, they be straight like, yeah, I'm headed to my Florida home, and I'm on my way to and where I have my boat docked and my home in Oak Brook is
The moment you stop having fun with it, be done with it. Like the moment that when it becomes, like you used to get up and you used to be like, I'm gonna get up and do it, and it was in your heart and it's in your soul, and you just wake up and you just do it. The moment you gotta convince yourself and tell yourself, then you just, what I'm saying, like you losing it. It's time to really hang it up, especially when you done put years into it. It's okay.
Well, I feel like I just want to, like, I'm looking at, like, Janice Jackson. She went to go work with a giant foundation, right? Where she probably fly private jets, the whole thing. You got $1 billion, you moving $1 billion, you on jets, you moving around, you having lunch at tea at the Ritz, you having your meetings, right? Like, I just wonder, like, when do you get to just actually cash out on what you know, what you've learned, can you, or do you gotta be like, man, I got to give it to the peoples?
I mean, I think is when it's up. Like, like I'm telling you, like when you start to try to convince yourself to do it, that's when you really are you really like doing it for you, or like who you doing it for now? Like at this point, so like people get tired sometimes. It's okay to be tired.
Martha says she views leisure as the devil's workshop. You know how you like leisure as the time to think, the time to come up with the next plan. The next go around. What are we gonna do next? How am I gonna turn this? And I do feel like sometimes I wonder, like, how much do you put on the table before you can say, you know what? I'm gonna get paid for what I know. Like I'm not going to accept there's somebody that will pay me a premium for what I know and do. Right? Like, I do what I do for the good of the people because it was part of my mission. But at a certain point, what I know how to do and my skill set is monetizable at a level that I don't know that my current stature will ever get me to. Right? Like, let me give you, like, I would say, like, let me say, like, the stuff we talk about, Riis. If I didn't share this strategy on air, I could sell it. Does that make sense? Like, I could sell it. Like, there are candidates right now that I could literally sell it. Never talk about it and do very well. But I wonder, when do you have the opportunity to chip out on what you know? Not based on, and again, not based on, they ain't anti. But when are you able to fully monetize your skill set? And is that wrong? As long as you don't use it against your people. Is it wrong to get paid for what you know?
Of course not, man. Only so much.
Can you do it without being a sellout?
How you selling out?
Well, if a white person could pay you 10 times what you make doing it for the peoples, you wrong for taking that? Again, as long as you don't,
Depends on.
just as long as you don't go, as long as you don't hurt the people.
It depends. It depends on if you joining them and you can't be who you are. You know, like if you say I gotta go, yeah, they paying more, so I can like go over there. You know, I can't.
Oh, I put it, like you got to put on a suit. You got to wear a suit and tie every day, but you get to make $1 million.
But do you still give to do your same your same type of product? Like, do they have to say, oh well, you know what, we can't really let you go this, you know, say this and this, like, or do you have to?
No, I think that you're paid for what you're paid for. See, I think you're paid for your advice. Now you might have to wear a suit, but you paid for your consultation. You're paid for your understanding or your knowledge of a certain subject. Like, they don't, like, to me, first of all, if you hire me, you know you getting, like, if you listen to the show, it's like, it's hard to separate it because everybody that, you know what I'm saying? So you saying, give it to me in a row. But I'm just curious, when do you get to monetize what you know?
ASAP. If you ask me, if you can take it and like that's the whole point of like knowing something. Like, you have information that someone might need. You know, I don't think it's a sellout unless you're gonna give them the information and it's not gonna come as if you gave it to them. If they're gonna nitpick and say, you know, like take like this part out, you know, I think that's the best thing about getting information from you is how it's given. You know, so. If you can monetize your skill, I say, you know, of course, do it. Like you crafted that. It took you years to get that, you know, so of course.
See, it's funny because it's like, I was just thinking about this, Riis, as everybody was filing and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. But it's kind of like when your enemies give you more respect than your friends and allies. Because your enemies know what it's like to go up against you. And your friends take you for granted. Right? And so I'm curious to know, when do you know when you get to cash out? It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to talk about that. Well, plus we're going to talk about who filed election-wise. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show? What's up?
Hi, this is Katie. How are you?
Hey! Okay, hold on. I'm going to make an official nomination right now that we make Katie the new president of the phone club. Riis, can I get a second from you, man?
I second it.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. Everybody tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. If you vote that Katie should be the new president of the phone club, please signify by saying aye. The ayes have it. Congratulations, you are now the new president of the phone club. Katie from Ashburn.
We did it. You're going to be the next president.
How you doing, boss lady?
Fine. Thank you. I accept that nomination. Thank you.
All right. You got drafted.
Maze Jackson.
It's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here.
Oh, baby. I mean, I know that you're here with me and everything, but since you just left a few hours ago, I've just been going crazy. And I done come to realize one thing. Oh, baby, I miss you. drug, baby. Cause it just keeps on calling me. And I just need a hit of your love. It's got me shaking and feeling for your touch. Baby, of you I can't get enough. It feels like I done OD'd on you, babe. I'm addicted for you. Can't stop loving, 'cause I can't get enough of you, babe. 'Cause I'm so addicted to you. This must be love. 'Cause I can't get enough of your love. I'm so addicted for you. Can't stop loving. I need you right now, baby. 'Cause I'm so addicted to you. You're always on my mind, my mind, my mind, every day. It's been too long since I had you in my arms, and I don't know if I can take any more of being without you. Even though it's only been an hour, it feels to me just like forever. And I am hoping that I can see you soon. See you soon. I'm so addicted. Lord have mercy. I can't be without you, baby. Oh no, not for a minute, not for an hour. I can't get enough. I'm so addicted. I need to check myself into some kind of rehab. 'Cause I need some help. Somebody help me, please. Please. La 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 la. I need to testify this evening. Oh Lord, have you ever loved somebody so much that you just can't get them off your mind? Oh, I'm so addicted. Oh Lord, 'cause I can't stop loving you, my baby. Oh darling, I love you, This must be love. I've been overdosed on your loving. Can't stop loving you. I've done overdosed on my baby. So addicted to you. Without you, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Ooh, I'm addicted.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now of the politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Mace and Riis and Ruthie and Ty explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed us all wrong.
Wake up, Chicago! So wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the rule in the building. And if you are wondering why is the address to Wiftaba Media, that's WIIFTBP Media, on the screen, it is because I want to thank you all. Once again, we got another check in the mail, Riis. Another check in the mail. So, I haven't put them in the bank yet, but I'm going to. So, don't forget, we got Reginald Brown and his wife, Joanne Brown. LB Davis with a check for $200. Let me back up. Reginald Brown and his wife, Joanne Brown, with a check for $25. Thank you very much. LB Davis with a check for $200. Thank you very much. And once again, Christopher Devine, who almost didn't get his check deposited because it looked like it came in an envelope and it looked like a bill collector bill. And it didn't even have to pay to the order part. And I was like, I don't even want to look. I feel like I might have thrown a few checks away like that. Thank you to Christopher Devine. And to Desiree Anderson. Miss Desiree Anderson, who yesterday arrived in the mail a check. Desiree A. Anderson and Mr. Carlos N. Anderson. Check arrived yesterday, $60. Thank you all. I appreciate you. It is grateful. And if you all are interested in donating to Wiftaba Media and you don't, and we also have Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. But if you are interested in donating to our movement, give us you can mail your checks to 2907 South Wabash, Unit 201, Chicago, Illinois, 60616. Thank you to Desiree. Desiree Anderson has really nice handwriting. Really nice handwriting. Phone lines are open. Riis, what? We got somebody on the line? Give us. What's up, callers? The Maze Jackson Show. Hold on. Let me stop real quick. Hey, y'all, it's top of the hour. Got to say what's up to everybody. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Those were the people who have mailed their contributions in. I know y'all going to get mad at me, so I'm going to put them in the bank because, black people be like, don't hold my check.
They think they got money in that they ain't got.
Man, don't hold my check. Then they come up here and don't. So I'm going to drop that in the bank today. But thank you all for those generous contributions. All right. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. You starting early.
How you doing, Maze?
What's up, James? You missing Ruthie? Is that what it is? You miss Ruthie. I knew it. You don't call about me.
I continually miss Ruthie. She's a beautiful woman. I wanted to say I think most black people are very talented, but the problem is because we live in America, we get exhausted, even with our talent. It sounds like you're getting exhausted trying to do the work that you're doing, and it's understandable. When you try to move forward and you try to help people, sometimes you don't even recognize all of your talent, and then you get exhausted, and then you just stop, and then you recognize what you had, because people don't tell you. So I think it's important to tell people the talent that they have. No one talked to me about my talent. I had to get older to realize really what I had going on. So it sounds like you're getting a little exhausted. So you have to do what's good for you and your family. But I think we should always tell people their talents and let them know that you can do something better, than what you think you can do. Some people don't know for a while. They get older and they realize what they had. There's some things about me that I didn't know until I got older. And I'm just saying, when you see that in a young person, you should let them know, so they can work toward that, work toward improving. That's basically what I wanted to say. Just let people know, black people know their talents, because oftentimes, because we live in America, they shut you down. I want to say some more stuff, really, but I think I should stop there.
I think you should, because I think you're going to get us. And look, James, I always appreciate you calling, man. And you always call and provide me some motivation. Can I back up, though, y'all? All of this ain't about me. I just want to make sure we're clear, right? I just want y'all to be like, I don't want y'all to be thinking like, oh, my God, I'm burned out. We're going to talk about, I'm not burned out. I'm like reinvigorated. I told you, Black People First has got me in a different space and a different way of thinking. I feel like things are possible, but I think what I'm talking about is, I was looking at the people that, I think of, I don't know if it's like a Negro spiritual or something, but it's like, good job, my faithful servant, good job well done, my good and faithful servant. And I feel like, I think sometimes we want our people to die on the battlefield instead of reaping the benefits. Like, I want to be clear, like, even when I was talking about the Chicago Hope scholarships, it really wasn't a reflection on Dr. Jackson. I'm super excited that she gonna control $1 billion. And I know that she's gonna do what's right for Black kids. I just felt like, man, Charlie. But no, I'm happy. I'm like happy for Dr. Ezike. I'm happy for these people that you don't have to, like I just think of like so many of our people who don't get the benefit or to reap the reward of their work. That's all. And I think about so I'll give you an example. Like Conrad Worrell and the Conrad Worrell gym. You name the gym after him after he passes away. Like he fought his whole entire life for that. Right? And I think that's how we see, it's very rare that we see our heroes make an exit, I don't see how you make an exit. Like, is the exit always like, he died fighting for his cause, or he died as a sellout? It can't be like, man. Like, we don't ever have, to me, we don't celebrate like the happy exit.
What they say, you either die a hero or you know what I'm saying, or stay long enough to become a villain. So that's how it is. You either gonna die a hero or you stay long enough to become a sellout. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was my thought on that. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Wait, what you mean it was a black comms agency that rolled out? Stop, Tennille. Don't get me started. See, this why I be. Okay. Riis! It's the 7 o'clock hour, and I'm excited to talk about this. Yesterday was the first day of filing. Can I tell you something? Cook County Clerk Karen Yarbrough said this was the most difficult election petition cycle ever. It was rain, sleet, snow. Arctic blast, normally a 90-day process, condensed to 50. And they got through it. I went to the Board of Elections yesterday, Riis, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. You know what they didn't do?
What they didn't do? They didn't do the
I think They just said Mace. So I was just thinking though, Riis. I looked at the candidate filings and I thought about one of the things that we're going to be faced with this election cycle is who are the black people in the race on the ticket. Can I stop for a second? I want to stop for a second. I want to pause the music. And I want to say happy birthday to Dr. Audrey Tanksley. Dr. Audrey Tanksley, who has been with the Mays Jackson show, the morning show, the What's in It for the Black People, been with everything. She been, you know how they say, I'm with the schnitz. Whatever the schnitz is, Dr. Audrey Tanksley has been with us for over 4 years. So I want to say happy birthday to Dr. Audrey Tanksley. Yeah, man. I'll be thinking about Dr. Audrey got us Leah Charrier. She got us health. Shout out, Dr. Audrey. You know, yesterday I thought about you when they was renaming Mercy Hospital. I meant to talk about that. When that lady was standing up there doing it and she was from Saudi or wherever, all I could think about you yesterday was you, Dr. Audrey. And them taking away the healthcare, and they were saying they're now taking ambulances, and I was thinking about how they bought that piece of property for $1 that is instantly worth $100 million for $1. And they sold all of our healthcare because they really don't want us down there. Our hospital will be Rosen, and all I could think about. Let me tell you, I wouldn't even watch that story. Hey, you know how y'all talk about y'all look at political stories and y'all see them different? When I watched that story last night, all I could think about was Dr. Audrey and her question when we went to the next generation of black leaders, when she asked about the healthcare disparities and and all I could think of was Dr. Audrey. So shout out to the person that has raised our awareness about the need for health. Being smart, I'm going to be honest with you. I went to the doctor because the Dr. Audrey. I couldn't go to Dr. Audrey, though, to go to the doctor, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't go to the doctor you know. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't go to the doctor. I was like, you can't go to Dr. Audrey when you got to go to the doctor. But shout out to Dr. Audrey, who has been one of our most faithful viewers, listeners, contributors, organizers. Wherever there is a need, she's always been there. So I want to make sure we give you a big shout out. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day. And don't stay away from your cousin. Your cousins and them. I bet, man, it's a cousin. We need to have a cousins reunion. All right, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Riis, let me go to the live line. Who's on the caller? Who's on the line? Caller, who are you? Caller, how you doing? What's going on?
Hey, brother Riis, it's Deacon Quarles.
Deacon Quarles, I got your number sitting right here on my desk because you're going to keep us safe. Deacon Quarles I went to go look for me some metal cans the other day so I could start getting me some flour and water. I was looking at my hot water tank, making sure it was full too. What's up, Deacon Quarles? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm going to call this Pep Tip Tuesday. You know, they're dealing with this water situation out in Dismore. And the infrastructure is so jacked up that's going to happen again and again. But things like that are the things that we need to look at and look at it from what does that happen here perspective. You remember last week I was saying that, there's always 40 gallons of water in any house at any given time. So I need to quantify that statement by saying that in the event such as what they're facing at Jakesmore, if that is your last resort of water, first thing you need to do is shut the intake or the valve off going into that tank so that the water that you have in there won't get contaminated. Okay, I'll start there. Second thing is you have to learn how to drain it, get you a hose and drain it, into a small container so that you could use it. But this is an emergency. But my other thing was people need to be careful about bottled water. Bottled water, people think, oh, it's great, it's great, it's great. Bottled water companies don't manufacture anything but bottles. They don't make water. Nobody can. That water, you kind of have to be careful with. I'll just leave it at that. Buy your water by the case, at least 10 cases at a time when you go, if you can. Or buy the 5-gallon bottles that they sell at the big orange home improvement store. I don't give anybody any kind of props for commercials. But buy your water there so that you can have it. Make sure you take care of two things and make sure that water has a pH level that's right. Alkaline water people are into, but there's a thing about that. I won't get into it right now. And the total dissolved solids, which means the amount of suspended matter in the water is important. Sometimes you might have to get a meter to measure it. I measure mine. I actually filter my tap water through 6 stages. So I get a total dissolved solids out of tap water of about 5, and my 6-stage filtration gets it down to 2. So you can kind of see how important that is. But that's just regular tap water. pH is a different level. It's a different thing. But that was my tip for the day for water, for your prep tip for the day. That's all I had. I don't want to keep you on. I know you got other topics to talk about. We'll holler, give me a call whenever you get ready. We'll go through some other things, but that's all I got.
All right, that's Deacon. That's what Deacon? What's the last name? I'm sorry, I lost it. It went out of my.
I don't know, it's on there, but that's good, though, man. Look, man,
he made his own segment. The Deacon made his own segment. He said, "I'm gonna tell you Survival Tuesday tips, regardless."
Survival Tuesday,
like it's Survival Tuesday. Dun, dun. We gotta get him some theme music. Yeah. No. We gotta get the John Rambo the whole. You dig? Yeah. See, look, they gonna make their own.
Like it though. Hey, but what's crazy is that usually when you hear information like this, you obtain it though. Like you hear, like it's probably like a lot of stuff you done heard from places, and then you were like, you know what, it really stuck to me. Like I guarantee what he's saying, like a lot of people is gonna like really soak that in.
No, everybody. I think everybody's like, we was kind of like, where you going with this? But now I know.
Yeah,
right? Then you're going to be telling people at the crib, you ain't up on this? You ain't even know you have 40. Look, man, in case of emergency, you got to turn off the intake. Now somebody got to say, what's the intake? Hey, man, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. That was the Deacon with the survival tip of the day. No more callers, right? We done with the callers. All right. Man, Riis. They done threw me off. Oh. So, Riis, yesterday was candidate filing. And my question is, who are the black people in the race this cycle? Who are the black people in the race this election cycle? And then I want to talk about, Riis, is there any advantage to being black with black voters? And the reason I ask is I've been thinking about this David Moore thing. Right? And I figure that both Anna Valencia and Alexi Janulius have counted or are anticipating black support on their path to winning. And I feel like they've almost written David Moore off. And so I'm curious to know, is there an advantage for a black candidate with black people? I want to talk about that. But I want to start down the list, Riis. Because I think we got some, I've been talking about this, but I think we've got an interesting conundrum going on right now. So I'm going to start at the top of the ticket. And I know I know we know this, but I think we got to start thinking about how we going to play this. How do we play this? And you know what I don't know, Reese? Is there an independent? Somebody's got to find out for me. One of our experts, Felicia Simmons Stovall, find out for me if there is a independent ticket. Like, do you have to vote Democrat or Republican? I'm curious to know, not because I'm trying to tell you what to do, but I'm curious to know. Because Reese, if you go at the top of the ticket this year for the race for the position of governor, at the top of the statewide ticket, black people are going to have to make a choice. You have Democrat J.B. Pritzker versus Republican candidates. Let me get it right because I want to make sure I got it right. Hold on. See, Reese, I feel like there's four gubernatorial candidates. You got Jussie Sullivan, you got Darren Bailey, you got Paul Schrimpf, you got Richard Irvin. Let me ask you, give us a call, 872-259-7474. Does the black gubernatorial candidate have any advantage with black people because he's black? The question I ask you is, Reese, does hold on. Does Richard Irvin have any advantage with black people being black in this gubernatorial race? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. But Reese, I want to know from you. And I'm not talking with you, because we already know you like the Dancing Slave commercial. But I am curious to know, and I'm going to do this again in a minute. Does Richard Irvin have any advantage with black people because he is black? Why or why not? Like, do black people, and here's the funny part, right? The reality is that black people really, in the grand scheme of things, won't make a difference to him until the general election. If he makes it to the general election. Now, if he could count on black people to vote for him, he would probably, because he would bring in a different base. But realistically, all of the black people will vote Democrat because that's where everything is. But does he have any advantage in a race against, let's say, JB, as a black candidate with black people? And if so, what is the advantage that he has?
I mean, he should have the advantage that he's black, but I mean, that's why when you be asking, are you gonna choose, black, or are you choosing the D? So I think black candidates do have an advantage, but it really all depends. Sometimes the Republican can hold black people from voting the black person.
So is because he's okay. So is because he's running as a Republican, is he automatically considered a sellout? Right? Does he have any advantage with black people? So does he have any advantage in a general election? He's not going to have any advantage in the primary. That's all going to be white Republicans. But what they are counting on is that somewhere in this there will be a historic nature that will persuade black people to either vote for him or to not vote for JB. Do you think that there is any space where the black gubernatorial candidate would have any advantage with black people, or does Juliana Stratton offset JB's black issue? The lieutenant governor. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I want to know, is there an advantage to being black on this ticket? Go ahead, Riis. What are your thoughts?
If people know, I think if people know the person, like, in today's, like, I really do think that we look at politics a little, like, different. Even speaking to my mother recently, and, like, a diehard Democrat, and even she's like, you know what, I vote for my interest now. You know, seeing, like, how it's turning today, I really do think a black candidate does have an advantage towards black people. If he can get himself out there, get known, like, I really do think that black people would really vote for him than J.B. Pritzker, especially like 40 and under, like 35 and under. I think for sure they would probably vote him before they vote J.B.
Okay.
Republican or not.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think they can call him a sellout? You don't think that they can brand him as you don't think that all the black people coming out and saying he's...
I think we'll sell out if we keep voting Democrat like this. Like, we gotta see that we the sellout. We not even voting for our own interests. Like, we got a black man there that we probably 100 years will probably think that never had that chance. He's there, and like 100 years ago, we would have, with no question, we would have voted for him. 100 years ago, 1922, we would have voted for him 100%. At least 89% or more of the blacks would have. So it's like, why not now? Okay. He's black. What has JB done for us? Like, why we won't give our people a chance? Who knows our interests better than us?
That's an interesting question. We're going to talk about it when we come back, because then I want to talk about David Moore's candidacy. I want to talk. Okay, and we'll take your calls too. I want to know, is there an advantage to being black with black people in this election cycle? That was the first one. I want to talk about David Moore. Because it seems to me that both Anna Valencia and Alexi Giannoulias are counting on the support of black people to sweep them to victory. And it almost feels like David Moore is an afterthought in the black community. And that's really what got me asking this question. Like, if the black community is the base of the Democratic Party, is there any advantage for, say, a David Moore being black in this upcoming race? It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll talk about it more when we come back.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break. If you're a business professional, have you ever wanted to multitask on your way to an important meeting instead of navigating through traffic? Fellowship Fleet Limousine and Bus Company is your solution for chauffeured ground transportation. Our company provides sedans, SUVs, stretch limousines, vans, and buses for corporate travel, airport transfers, and group shuttles. If you're a corporate travel manager, individual business professional, event or meeting planner, relax. Let us take the wheel. Visit fellowshipfleet.com to book right now. Mace Jackson.
Byron, you got a nomination for the vice president of the phone club. Say what? Dang, Byron. Look, Tennille done nominated you for the vice president of the phone club. Riis has seconded. All those in favor of Byron being the vice president of the phone club signify by saying aye. Go once, going twice. And you are now officially the vice president of the phone club. So, Byron, we will be expecting to hear from you regularly. So you and Katie will have an exec board meeting and let us know the rules of engagement on the phone. And Riis is now in your number one fan club. But you got to remember whose show it is, Byron. Don't forget, because Riis will have you thinking, you know how these millennials will do.
Who paid the bill?
No,
who pays the bills?
Maze Jackson.
It's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:41 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. Over to the Kennedy, over to the Loop. It's now 1 hour. Outbound to O'Hare will be 32 minutes on the Edens. Inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange will be 57 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 35. On the Eisenhower with Thorndale to the Loop is 1 hour and 8. Back out to Thorndale will just be 34 minutes. On the Stevenson, we got 52 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan. Outbound will be 39. On the Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 41 minutes, 33 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is now 20 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 8 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 7. On the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, 8. Bryn Mawr to Randolph, 9 minutes. Today's weather is currently 28 degrees and mostly sunny. Today will be a high of 39 with a low of 28. I'm Riis the Ruler. Here's Valerie here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay that fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over back?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler in the building. And Riis, I am wondering, is there any advantage to black people in this election cycle to being black? I don't want to be misconstrued because, I think that one of the first things people will say is, oh, he's trying to push Richard Irvin, because, the first thing they want to do is tell a black person even what you can talk about. Oh, yeah, if you talk about this, then you must obviously be sold and on the payroll. I'm curious to know. Like, I think that's going to be a real dynamic. Not before June 28th, but if Richard Irvin gets into the general election, and I think a lot of people assume that he will because of just the sheer amount of money. Remember, he just got $20 million. He's going to get more. I think it's a real question that nobody wants to ask or face. And if you put it in the universe, then they will call you disloyal. But loyal to what? That's the first thing. Then, Riis, I look at David Moore. And I'm not going to be let me tell you that my traditional political upbringing would have me believe that would have us almost automatically write David Moore off. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like in this conversation, the fact that he didn't get like any Democratic committeeman, no black committeeman endorsed him, and I feel a certain kind of way like what prevents him from getting any advantage with black people? Right? And I don't know if there are any committeemen that have endorsed him. I'll look. I'm going to play his campaign video. I'm going to play his video from him down at the filing. But I'm curious to know, Riis, is there any benefit for a black candidate in a race where there are no other black people running with black people? So think about this. Alexi Janulius and Anna Valencia, in my estimation, are counting on their relationships in the black community. Right? But I often wonder, like, what is that relationship? And what could they have done in their relationships that are more, Riis, that give them an advantage, give them more of an advantage with black people than someone like David Moore, per se. Yesterday, David Moore filed his petitions, and I'm gonna show you the video because I truly. So my question here is there any advantage for black people in a race where there are no other black people? If you're the only black person in a race, should you expect that you'll get the black vote?
You should. I mean, like, as long as your campaign is, like, see, I think what black people sometimes want somebody, so you can't be like, you can be pro-black, but you can't just be pro-black. Like, yeah, when you elect me, I'm going to do this for the black people. It's other people that's also voting. So you have to appeal to the masses, as they say, So, like you got to have a, agenda. Like, if your agenda could be for blacks, but you just can't say that as a politician that you are only aimed towards one certain race. Like,
I'm with you on that. But I think it can, in some kind of ways, it can be used against you. Right? Like, I mean, I don't feel like I don't even think David Moore or a black candidate has to be all out, I'm anti. But when you go to the Asian American community, they got issues. When you go there, you say, hey, and I'm going to hire Asian Americans to be in blah, blah, blah. It goes back to us being talked out of being able to represent our own self-interest. And I don't necessarily think that he has to be black only. But my question would be, dang, I can't get it. Here, let me see if can we play the audio? I plugged in this cord. We'll play his audio from it. But wait, yeah, the cord is plugged in, but I can't get it up here. So hold on. Let's do this. Let's go back.
So it's up there?
Huh?
It's up there playing already?
It's not on this. For some reason, I probably feel like I got to restart my computer to get all of that. But answer my question. Give us a call, 872. I'm going to restart the computer. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is there any advantage for a black candidate in a race with black people if there are there are only white? If one black candidate in a race, why should they not get our consideration? Go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. Is there any advantage with black voters being black?
My name is hello, Maze. Good morning, all. Terrell calling in for Roselle. There's a definite advantage for black candidates being black. I think Richard Urban and David Moore are going to be two sides of the same coin. Richard Irvin has an advantage there, but he's going to be twisted in knots in the primary. So he won't be able to press those advantages once you say if he makes it to the general. If he makes it. I mean, he may get knocked out in the primary with the right wing Trump vote. So I mean, he may not even make it. David Moore, on the other hand, he'll have those advantages if he presses them. And he's been all over the state. I mean, you look at David Moore; he's been really making the rounds and been really active as a candidate. So,
but he hasn't gotten any support. It's weird to me though, but he hasn't gotten any like committeeman support, or like it seems like everybody is in their advantage to pick the winner. In their desire to pick the winner, I don't know that like he's not getting money, right? He's not getting endorsements. Why does it seem like there is no advantage for him with black people right now?
Well, that's the initial horse trading on the inside. I mean, I'm not calling a race either way. His advantage is going to have to be the grassroots and getting out there. I mean, the initial horse trading, people are transactional. I mean, you know that, Mays. Richard Irvin, he's doing some horse trading on his side with Ken Griffin, and he's going to be a candidate that's been twisted in many knots, and he probably won't appeal to the black vote in the general because his all lives matter stuff. You know, he's going to really try to play, opposite Jesse Sullivan and all the rest of them. He's going to basically become a 1990s white candidate, tough on crime sort of thing, and he's going to be unrecognizable by September.
That's crazy. All right. So how do you think? So do you think either one of them? So let me ask a question. If Richard Irvin gets out of the pretzel twist that he's in, does he have an advantage with black people over JB in a general election?
The church crowd, the conservative crowd, yes. But I think his target is a different target if we're talking voters of color, quotation marks, right? His advantage is more with the white Latinos that are conservative, that are barely in the Democratic Party out in Aurora. I watch him for years. He has that tough on crime sort of white Latino voters. That's where his advantage is.
Now, see, I feel like most black voters won't know that, right? They won't even have an opportunity to expose that unless JB raises it up, and it'll be hard for him to attack a black dude, right? Like if you notice, it's hard for him to go at him. He keeps going at Ken Griffin or Bruce Rauner because what does JB Pritzker look like attacking a black man based on his maybe least offensive comments? I think it's going to be a real challenge.
The Rauner 2.0.
Yep, there it is.
What's going to be the best.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, caller. I appreciate your call. It's the Mays Jackson Show. Is there any advantage to black people with black vote? Is there any advantage to being black with black voters? And if so, why does it seem like David Moore has been completely ignored, at least, or is that just an establishment thing? And is he going to be a Willie Wilson-ish type candidate? Will he be able to garner black support? It's interesting to me, and I don't understand it. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Anybody on that line? Call, you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Yes, it is an advantage of a black voter for him. But he's going to have to get all the way into some of the neighborhoods that he may not want to go into in order for him to get the message out. And he's have to really be honest with himself and what he's trying to really do. Because we know we put these people in office and then, they don't do what they're supposed to do, or they get relaxed and all that. So, yeah, I mean, he's out there. He has a shot at it like anybody else. And he just have to, keep himself healthy and his mind in a place where he can win. He's got to think that he can win. Kind of like, he has to get in some of those neighborhoods that he normally don't go into in order to get that vote. And you could turn some heads. The Latino, community will vote. all of the communities will vote if they send the right message. But I think he can. I think if he has the same opportunity when it's an all-white panel and if it's a mixed panel, it's just the individual have to sell itself. That's what it's really all about. So basically, that's all I have to say for this morning. And we appreciate your show. We're glad you're there. And you have some really interesting topics. And I wish more and more people will come join you in the morning. So, okay.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your call. Hey, Riis, bring me up. Turn me up in my headphones. I got it. We're going to play this because I don't know if David Moore has any advantage with black people. So I'm going to play him yesterday down at the Illinois State Board of Elections. It's plugged in.
Are you playing it from your computer or from that?
My computer.
Okay, so you put the cord
No.
in.
It should be.
So
I'm playing it from here. From the road.
So it should be working. Play it.
I don't have that delay. Usually you have a delay when I'm doing it.
I was, and then it didn't say like watch this. It's up. Look.
All right, I don't know what's going on with David. Yeah, they usually
just plug it in.
Plug what in? Oh, you know what? Wait. Play the road.
It ain't the road. So look at so now you can just do it on that.
State Secretary of State.
Okay, there it
White
goes.
is not running again. We're about to go.
I'm going live.
Hi, this is David Moore, candidate for Secretary of State. We are down here in Springfield, and I'm excited. We just filed our petitions. We needed 3,250 signatures to get on the ballot. We turned in 5,884 signatures, and I'm so excited about everyone who helped us. Let me thank everyone first, all of our volunteers for making a difference, my campaign strategists, my manager, everybody that's been helping out, making a difference. But especially you, the people across the state who signed our petition, who took the time to say, hey, we believe in democracy and we believe in making sure that we have a voice. So now as we all have filed, the governor just filed, everybody's filing, and I'm running for Secretary of State. Secretary of State Jesse White is not running again. Now many of you all are going to be listening. We were dealing with COVID, we were dealing with the holidays, and now we're going into the spring, and the election is on June 28th. So people are going to start paying attention to this election. Let me tell you right now what's at stake here for Secretary of State. It's about having a voice at that seat. Too many times, as you all know, and too often, we have too many people caught up in politicians. We have too many people caught up in interest groups, and we have too many people caught up in money. We always talk about making sure that we have someone who came out of the grassroots, not just handed something, but come out of the grassroots, and that's connected with the people. Well, not only will you have that person, but you'll have that person who is a voice for the entire state, who will speak truth to power. And I've done that as alderman of the 17th Ward. I've done that as just people, that a person has been involved civically and engaged even before I was an elected official. So the Secretary of State's office is the office. It's about service. It's about the business of the Secretary of State. It's about the responsibility of the Secretary of State. And so please, as we go to my website, www.moreforillinois.com, learn more about me, but get involved, and especially our young people. What would make me happy more than anything? Yes, I want to be elected to be your next Secretary of State. But what would make me happy more than anything? If I wake up on June 29th and they said the Secretary of State's seat, regardless if it's me or one of my opponents, the Secretary of State's seat was decided by those 35 and under that was eligible to vote.
That ain't happening.
That's what would make me excited, to make sure that our young people are engaged, that they are empowered, and that's why I'm proposing to create 122 youth and young adult next generation engagement officers across this state to give our young people, our next generation, a voice and a seat at the table through interns, teaching them civic responsibility, exposing them to government and professional life in terms of government, public service. So at the end of the day, please go out here, get involved. For all of my friends and all of my supporters, I do not need you to be silent. I need you to get on your social media posts. I need for you to call your friends and tell everybody that you're with Moore for Illinois, David Moore for Secretary of State. You don't want anything less. You want more for Illinois, David Moore for Secretary of State. www.mooreforillinois.com. Go let a volunteer.
So that was David Moore yesterday filing at the Illinois State Board of Elections. Now, Riis, I wonder, does he have any advantage? I'm going to try and see if there's any opportunities from the other candidates who filed yesterday, if they have any video. Let's do this. We're going to play Anna Valencia's video as well, and then I'm going to look for Jesse White.
Here in the state of Illinois, we've had many, many problems.
Now, here is the Anna Valencia launch video. Ready?
Spaghetti.
Matzo ball soup, please.
Here in the state of Illinois, we've had many, many problems, but we need people who have integrity.
You've never forgotten where you've come from. You've always brought people with you, and you always show up for our communities.
Well, I'm from the military.
I know you are.
Really glad to be here today in support of Anna Valencia.
We're going to build on his amazing legacy of modernizing the office and making it so accessible.
Anna and I come from Central Illinois, and there we believe in commitment to duty. We believe in honesty in government, and we believe that when you take on a job, you should take on the responsibility that goes with it. And I see that in Anna Valencia. I believe that she's going to do a great job as your Secretary of State. I'm Illinois Secretary of State Jesse White, and I wholeheartedly endorse Anna Valencia for Secretary of State.
It's Anna Valencia. Let me see what we can find for Alexi Janulius.
Man, people so mad about that.
No, ain't nobody. Yeah, I love that. I mean, I'm not going. We're going to talk about it in a minute. I want to see if he also has a. Here we go, and we will then play Alexi's video as well. Hold on.
As my first official action.
Hold on. Let's come back. Pause. Big screen. And go. What happened, Riis? What did I do wrong? I was working before. Oh.
You were just playing.
Let's face it. Illinoisans are sick and tired of the corruption and scandals that have become all too common in our state. Ethics and transparency have always been a priority for me as an elected official. As my first official action as state treasurer, on my very first day in office, I eliminated pay-to-play and refused to take contributions from employees and any interest that did business with the office. Despite efforts to tighten ethics laws, elected officials, lobbyists, and political insiders have continued to find ways to skirt the rules and enrich themselves and their friends. It's time to restore the trust in our public institutions and the public officials who should serve the public's interests, not their own. As Illinois Secretary of State, I will end the corruption tax. I'm proud to be the only candidate to announce a series of reforms aimed at preventing abuse and cleaning up Springfield. My plan calls for tighter restrictions, more transparency, and fuller disclosure regarding the activity and financial interests of lobbyists and elected officials. Many reforms have been promoted in the past, but have fallen short of making a real difference. The Secretary of State's office has a direct impact on ethics and transparency because we maintain lobbyist registrations and statements of economic interest that public officials file with the office. It's time to make a difference. We need to enact meaningful reforms that will end corruption, prevent abuse, and finally begin to restore trust and confidence in our elected officials.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, I want to know, is there any advantage to being black, the only black person in the race with black people? Y'all saw 3 videos. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Does David Moore, because I feel like David Moore has it's like he's almost been written off. I would say that Anna Valencia now is the presumptive favorite. She's got J.B. Pritzker. She's got Jesse White's endorsement. And Alexi Giannoulias, who I think was the front runner for a long time, is going to have a tough time overcoming the onslaught that I think is going to come. We've already seen Anna Valencia launch missiles at him. It's going to be an interesting race. And I just wonder, like, here's the craziest part is, if you think about them, both of these campaigns expect that they will get the black vote, right? Like, it's expectation. And they have, I would say that based on their political circlings, they would assume that the black vote goes to them based on their endorsements. Does that make sense? Right? Like, I would say, like, if you think about it, David Moore has gotten really, I don't know who's endorsed him. Not a lot. But think about, he hasn't even been welcomed necessarily in black wards and townships by the black political establishment, by people that are his colleagues. So I am curious to know, is there any advantage to right? Like, usually, if that was a woman, Riis, then the answer would be the vote is going to be split. Right? It is my presumption that the black women will be. Let me ask a question. Is my presumption correct? And I'm going to tell you why I think so, because I was thinking about this, how everybody was on the Lori Lightfoot with the big stick thing, and how the women kind of all started coalescing around the fact that, yeah, the men. And so will black women support Anna Valencia over David Moore? Does she have an advantage with does Anna Valencia have more of an advantage with black women than David Moore? And does Alexi, the basketball star, Obamaite, friend of Robin Kelly, does he have more stick in the black community than David Moore? I'm curious to know, where does the juice come from in the black community? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Riis, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to continue the conversation.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Maze Jackson, host of the Maze Jackson Show. You hear me every single day ask the question, what's in it for the black people? Well, finally, y'all, we've got an answer, and it's called the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth, Unit 17E. That's in the mall at the 55th and the Dan Ryan. And you join us every Saturday where we are taking our politics black. We'll teach you everything you need to know about the game, from how to collect a petition, to how to knock on a door, to even how to become the next mayor of the city of Chicago. That's right, y'all. It is the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth in the mall at 55th and the Dan Ryan. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said. This is a black people thing you wouldn't even understand.
Maze Jackson.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But cause she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that built us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Did I mention yesterday? I know we talked about this. Reese, did you see Nipsey's was on fire? It caught on fire. I think they burned it. It burned down.
Yeah.
Did you see? They was showing, man, it was just in the same weekend they was loading me up with videos.
Yeah, I just
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I was like, dang, dog, that was like some WWF. Like, dude, like, popped up, like, you know how, like, when you see on the gym and they do it, and he did the dude popped up and felt that they had to drag him out. Reese, did you see his girl trying to drag him by his feet?
Yeah, that's probably why it's gone.
Dang.
You ain't gonna be posting no videos about me. This place will never be it. Yeah, but that was, crazy though. And it started at 5 a.m. though. So it was like
What are you saying, Reese? Be careful, don't get any slander on the show, man.
Yes, what I'm saying here on the Maze Jackson Show is that you gotta add I don't know.
Why you hating correctional officer? Why you say what? We wouldn't do that. That's not us. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. See how people be hating, man? They just wake up hating. Why the Sigmas? What the Sigmas got to do with that? You mean cut it out, man? See,
y'all put it on fire.
Man, dog, only a blue flame.
Only a blue.
Only blue. Only blue. No, I'm just playing. No. So anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. So we saw all 3 videos. Reese, what makes the white folks special than the black folks? I think David needed a microphone for the record. Like, he got to tighten it up a little bit, right? Like, here's me. This is me. I think you can't give black people an excuse to get out the back door on you, right? So we got to get them a mic, right? In the wind, you got to put a windscreen on the bad boy. But you saw all 3 videos. Alexi had people walking around in the back. They was talking and crunching up stuff. I was like, y'all do know they're recording. You know that sign where it says, we're recording? You need that. It was like shadows going on in the back. And then Anna had the straight up, full-on produced turkey, corned beef, ham, and Jesse White. She was like, oh, I'm finna put the smack down on y'all. And so she does have a black advantage with Jesse White, the secret weapon. Now, let me ask you, is there any advantage to David Moore in this race with black people for being black? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Caller, what you say? Caller? Hello? Hello? Hi, caller. Are you there?
Maze.
Yes, this is Maze.
Yeah. Hey, man, this is Juan Thomas in Aurora. How are you doing?
Juan Thomas. Oh, look, y'all, we got Big Willie's calling now. Now I know we done hit the big time, because if we got the illustrious Juan Thomas on the phone, then we have obviously done something right. Is this the one and only Juan Thomas? Is this the world famous Juan Thomas?
But this is Larry and Wanda Thomas's firstborn. That's all I have.
That's the big Willie Juan Thomas. Oh, we done made the big time, y'all. We have made the big time. Juan Thomas, and he called in? All right, let's go. What's up, Juan? How you feeling, man? Welcome to the Maze Jackson Show.
How you doing, Maze?
You got to get in here, man. We got to get you to sit down with us one time.
I would love to do that. I've been listening to you for several months now, and, man, I love what you're doing. I love your commitment to our people. I'm cheering for you every morning. Between you and Joe Madison, I don't know who to listen to in the morning anymore. I love you both.
Hey, and you know Joe Madison is a Sigma too, right? The Black Eagle. He a Sigma too. Just for the record.
Yeah, I'm not gonna highlight that too much.
You made that mistake. We're not gonna hold the Q Lampados against you neither. And you got to be careful when you talk about black people, because they like, why y'all call yourselves black Greeks? Y'all around here. When you get around the conscious people, they talk about us, man. So I got to walk my space.
You and I are both proud of the Divine Nine, and I'm cheering and rooting for your wife to do well this June. But I could not resist your question this morning, because as you know, I'm from Aurora. I live in Aurora. I've known Richard Irvin since we were in high school, and I've been following his campaign, listening to your conversation. And so to answer your question up front, the answer is yes. Richard has an opportunity to garner the attention of black people throughout the state. You said it yourself in the primary. He's not talking to us. But since I know the man, and I know Richard, I know what he's going to do if he wins this primary. He's going to pivot and try to talk to us. And the reason why he's going to get an audience is because, one, you and I both know there's a lot of folks in our community who are disgruntled with the Democratic Party. Those of us who've been active with the party for decades, we know there is racism within the Democratic Party. We don't often talk about it because, particularly in this climate, the Republican Party is so extreme, so out of touch with reality, that it's hard to focus on the institutional racism we find within our state and local party here in Illinois. So with that said, he'll get an audience. However, Richard is running the campaign right now trying to appeal to the Trump voters. And the difficulty will be, how does he build a coalition with keeping the Trump voter base and appealing to black people in Cook County and throughout the state? And I'll tell you right now, I don't know all black people, but the black people I do know who know Richard are looking at him right now cross-eyed. Because in 2019 and 20, he was all Black Lives Matter. Now he's talking all lives matter. We've seen Richard vacillate for years, those of us who know him, between the Republican Party, being independent, trying to say he liked Obama. Well, then now he's not really for Obama. So I think Black Illinois has to ask Richard some very hard questions. And how he answers those questions will determine whether or not he can appeal and get our vote. The challenge is, and this is what I'll end with this, we are socialized to vote Democratic. And while I've been active with the party, you've been active with the party, and this is going to get me in trouble too. Like,
man, I'm saying, are you sure you want to do this? Hold on, Juan. Now, Juan. Let me tell you, from a brother who's been in the wilderness, and as soon as, not these, because let's just be clear, Juan, I want to be clear that a lot of the Democratic consultants that helped him become the mayor of Aurora are now back on the other side. So you got to be careful as a black man when you do this. And I'm just telling you, about to walk on a landmine. You could back up right here.
Well, I'm in the wilderness in Kane County anyway. They don't like me anyway. We have to hold our Democratic officials accountable and just not default to them and give them our vote without a conversation and without a transaction. And that's what they're going to expect us to do, like we have historically done. Richard has an opportunity to challenge that narrative and make us have this conversation. And so while, yes, I'm still a member of the Democratic Party, I've been a committeeman, I've been chair of the party out here in Aurora, I've been active for over 25 years out here. I see how they treat African Americans they can't control. I live it. And we have to collectively have a hard conversation. And yes, you're in the wilderness. I'm in the wilderness out here in my area. And quite frankly, the question is, why are we in the wilderness? Because Juan Thomas and Mays Jackson has the nerve to ask, how does this help black people? Because what you've been doing in Chicago, I've tried to do that out here in Aurora. And these in our Democratic establishment friends and colleagues, they resent the question. So I start replacing black with union. Y'all support labor, You don't compromise that. When it's time to support labor, our party stands up and says we're pro-labor. In fact, out here in Kane County, the Kane County Democratic Party has an annual picnic, and they call it the pro-labor picnic. They're unapologetic with their support for labor. But if we stand up and say we're pro-black, somehow we're divisive, we're confrontational. We have an organization out here called the Kane County Women's Democratic Caucus, primarily white women that are supporting the election of white women throughout the county. In 2020, my brother, 6 women ran for Kane County office countywide. 2 were black, 4 were white. The 4 white women won. The 2 black women lost. All Democrats. But when we raise these issues and these questions, why did the 2 sisters lose? All of a sudden, we're not team. I'm sorry, this is the word they use out here. We're not good Democrats. That's code.
Good niggas. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Steve.
I say it. You don't say it. So, look, man, you got all the good stuff. So you let me say that. Look, I done already. Don't you say it, but you know I said it. Now go ahead, Juan, and let me just help y'all understand. Juan is plugged, y'all. In case y'all don't understand, like for real, this is really like a big deal of a call, right? Because this brother is in the highest rooms and the highest ranking locations, and they want to pull him to the front. But again, when you start having it, Juan, I'm telling you, your invite's gonna go down, dog. Your invite's gonna go down. You keep talking like this. Juan?
They have I'm here within the local Democratic establishment. I have been marginalized for years because I have challenged the local party. They do not like African Americans that will not fall in line. And because we're the minority out here, we don't have the numbers Cook County has. Because we don't have the numbers out here. And that's where I struggle. Because I believe in coalition building. I believe in collaborative leadership. I believe in you just can't be for one group all the time. But my challenge is, why can't we ever be for black people? Why can't that be one of our core principles? I'll support Latino interests. I'll support labor. I'll support white women. But can we ever support black people too? And that's the conversation they never want to have. This past weekend, the Kane County Democrats had their annual Truman dinner. JB came out here. I had 3 friends tell me the room was packed. There were only 5 black people in the room. Because even the black community out here has become fed up with the local Democratic establishment. So Richard has an opportunity because a lot of us are disgruntled. However, Richard can't be Alan Keyes. The question is, can he become more like Colin Powell? And that's what I'm looking for. Because a lot of us still love and miss the late Colin Powell. We will vote for that kind of black Republican. But if he's like Clarence Thomas, if he's going to be like Alan Keyes, he can forget it with us. But if he can get to become Colin Powell, he's got a shot. But that's going to be hard, real hard. Because I don't know if Colin Powell could have kept the Trump base. We'll never know that. But that's the challenge Richard has. How do you build and let me just say this, Maze. If Richard pulls this off and gets black vote and Trump vote and wins, I'm going to talk to you, boy to boy. This Negro might run for president.
I was saying the same damn thing. I said the same. And can I tell you something, Juan? Let me just say this, and I know this is going to sound really crazy, but if you've been listening, then you know, like, Riis is already on the Trump team. And I'm going to tell you, I hear the fact that the Democrat, did y'all just hear this brother? Now, this brother is all the way in Aurora. And I got to tell you, first of all, this is one of the brothers that they brag upon in the world when they be like, we got Juan Thomas, right? That he is like one of those people that when you see him, then you be like, all right. You might walk around the room, you see Juan in the room, you like, all right, it's straight. I'm going to stay. And to hear this brother all the way in Aurora saying the same thing. And look, he said that they don't got the numbers. We in the same spot, though, because we got the numbers in Cook County, but it is the same story. And Juan, I would argue with you just a little bit on Richard Irvin. I feel like if he leaves, if he got to knock Jesse Sullivan out in these collar counties, because I think you let them guys fight downstate. If he can pick back up get those white women who do what you just said, but also want to not feel racist, right? Because they really just flipped because of Trump. But if they get their own version of a black Barack Obama that says, I'm not racist, but their kids can be safe, he play the collars, he goes back and gets DuPage and Will and all of those places, and then let them other guys fight downstate and split that up. I think that's his path for him. I think he got a path there. But, Juan, I'm scared to talk about it because then the next thing they're going to be saying is, what that nigga doing on that nag? What is he doing up here? Right? He going to come outside and it's going to be like, the black people going to be like, he up there talking to... Juan, I just needed for y'all to hear that. Juan, I just want to tell you made my day. And not because the story is so...
You make mine every morning.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Juan, we got to get you in here. And we got to start talking to we got to start connecting the dots with these black Democrats who are suffering the same, right? Like there's the same common denominator, and that's part of the reason we're forming the Black People First. Now, again, you can be a Democrat, but you got to recognize that when you walk in the room, our issues are the priority. When labor come in, don't nobody question what they talking about. When the Latinos come in, don't nobody be like, and so guess what? We can all be swordsmen in the room, and let's chop it up. But let's chop it up right.
That's right. No, you are absolutely right. And Mays, that is what is not happening enough throughout within the Democratic Party. That there is this resistance to talk about a black agenda. And as soon as we talk about a black agenda, the default response to our white Democratic establishment friends are, well, I support everybody.
All lives matter.
all lives matter. You know, I got to be everybody's congressman. I got to be everybody's state senator, everybody's county chairman. But when they talk, like you said, when they talk to labor, they don't do that to labor. They don't do that to the Latino community. They don't do that to environmental groups or women. When it's time to hire women, they don't talk about hiring everybody. They talk about women. But when it comes to us, and too many of our leaders allow that conversation to get compromised because often they're compromised. And these are friends of ours, people that you and I have known for 20 years plus. They don't want to get in the room. And my question is, why are you at the table if you ain't going to say nothing? Why do you stay there?
So they could tell on me.
And right. And that's what they do. And so this is going to be a hard campaign for Richard. I mean, I've not done the research that you kind of alluded to with respect to the Republican primary vote. I just know if he's the Republican nominee, Black Illinois needs to have a real hard conversation with Richard and with JB.
Bam. I wholeheartedly
like. And we need that. Put them both on the record.
I am with you, Juan. Like Juan, we gotta connect. We gotta connect the dots, because this doesn't need to just be in Cook County. This thing needs to be happening across. And I would tell you that if you talk to black people, any black Democrats anywhere about the state, the disgruntled black Democrat is a real thing. It is real, and it's like they keep our guys keep ignoring it. Go ahead, sir.
Right. In Europe, I have tried to have this conversation with some of my white Democratic friends. And it's like a wall has gone up with them. They don't hear me. I'm like, we ain't playing with y'all.
They got George Floyd fatigue. They said we did our black thing already. Y'all had y'all agenda. Now go on somewhere. Exactly. We got other stuff to do. We got to get back to the business.
Tired. Right. And they will do what we will we could do to JB what Labor did to your former boss in 2014 and flip, or just stay at home or skip the race. Rauner only beat Quinn by 100. Go ahead.
No, you're right. Go ahead. Tell the story. Because I see the same thing right now, actually. Right now.
Rauner beat Quinn in 14 by about 142,000 votes. That same cycle, Oberweis lost Cook County. I'm sorry. Yes, Rauner got 100,000 more votes out of Cook County than Jim Oberweis did in the Senate race. The question is, are there 100,000 black people in Cook County who would shift from JB to Richard?
Boy, you don't talk to Riis and his boys.
I know Richard. I know Richard. Like I said, he and I went to rival high schools. We built.
Was you East and he was West?
For 20 years.
Was you East and he West? Which schools did y'all go?
No. I'm West. He's East.
Oh, okay. All right, that explains some stuff.
I'm Go ahead. 88 from West Aurora. He's 88 from East Aurora. But Richard has the personality and the character to talk to black people. If you talk to him and like sit with him, you're not going to sit there and think he's Clarence Thomas. That's not his personality. He is not a principled conservative in the tradition of a Clarence Thomas or an Alan Keyes. Richard is a politician, and he's able to maneuver back and forth between communities and make them all feel comfortable. So he'll come into your church and he'll sound like a Baptist preacher. And he can do it. I've seen him do it. I've also seen him talk to white business leaders and make them comfortable. The question is that I've always wrestled with Richard, and this is me speaking now locally as a local official, historically. What does he really believe? What does he stand for? And that's the black community's question and conversation, because in 2020, after George Floyd, Richard was marching here in Aurora with the Black Lives Matter movement. I was there with him. I saw it. He embraced JB during the pandemic. I was at the event when JB came out to Aurora. I was there. I know what Richard has said about Donald Trump. It's not a secret. He didn't like him. He couldn't stand it. So that's why I'm very curious as to how he. I think your co-host talked about being kind of wrapped up, or in knots. I don't know how he gets out of those knots. Because if I'm a Trump voter, I'd look at him real suspicious. Yeah. But what I've come to believe, Mays, and I'll pause on this point, I've also seen, this is going to get me in trouble, but it needs to be said. You and I have seen our white Democratic friends do the same thing to us. They come into our community and say what we want them to say, or what we need to hear. And then when they get in, they don't follow through. They don't really demonstrate that commitment. So I told my white Democratic friends, stop telling me how much you love and miss Barack Obama. Stop telling me how much you believe in Dr. King's tradition and legacy. When you can't seem to hire, contract with, and promote black people who aren't afraid to be black, that you work with and live with every day. Because you wouldn't have liked Dr. King either when he was alive, based on how you act. And we have to stop allowing them to come into our church and our community acting like they love us with rhetoric and scripture and quoting King and Obama. And then when the election's over,
opening up cannabis dispensaries with no black people and $8.6 billion in gaming and sports betting with nobody black, and then telling us to be chair. Y'all got out of jail. Look, man, these people around here play. Riis say, stop playing with me.
Right. And so I think the message to black Illinois voters is this. We have to look at both parties as a transaction. Who's going to make the commitment to build wealth and opportunity in our community? Either one of them. Because both of them have showed us they can be disingenuous and non-committal. And I'm using appropriate language right now.
They be on some bull sugar. They be on some bull sugar. Look, y'all, that is Juan Thomas. Now, Juan, what's your title now? Because I know, Juan, you got Northwestern and all type of stuff. Juan, tell me, give us some background, man, real quick. Just so, because I think our callers need to know who you are. Because, guys, this guy is a real player for real. Go ahead.
I'm currently an up-counsel partner at the largest minority women-owned law firm in the country. I'm in the Chicago office of Quinteros, Prieto, Wood & Boyer. We're a Florida-based law firm, but I'm in the Chicago office there. I'm also the past president of the National Bar Association. I think you knew that. And I'm the incoming chair of the American Bar Association Civil Rights and Social Justice section. And then locally, I'm very active at 100 Black Men of Chicago. On the board of directors there, and a proud members of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
We ain't ask you all that.
1911. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sure if you ain't in the office, we'll let you go ahead and give a bark to the dogs out there.
And like you, my brother, I'm married to a young lady named Angela Clay Thomas, who was the first Black woman ever to serve on the Kane County board. From 2020, I'm sorry, 16 to 20. But because of some of the local hate we have out here, unfortunately, she was not reelected in 20. She lost in the primary with our local party infighting. And some of the establishment Democrats took her out because 4 years earlier, we were trying to get Black folk on the county board. We took one of their folks up. They came back in 20 and took her out. But she served for 4 years. She was the vice chair of the board. And actually, she's running to be our committeeman out here. I've been the committeeman for many years, but she's going to run this time.
Hey, Juan, let me tell you, man, your work and your reputation precedes you. I am going to tell you I'm kind of beaming that you even would call into the show. Because, and I need for everybody else that is tuned in, real quick to understand, it's not a lot of, think about how many people that have a lot to lose that have called into the show. Not a lot, right? And Juan just gave y'all some real truth. And if it's reaching this level of people this plugged, then you know what it's got to be for the people down on the streets. Yeah, we have an opportunity to shape our own future this go-round. And I think we got an opportunity to put people's feet to the fire. I think we have a question that we know we ask. But Juan, I think we got to start making that question you asked universally. I think like when JB shows up or Richard or whoever shows up in Kane County, the answer's got to be the same as when he show up in Cook County. The Black folks ain't having it. Ain't no more song and dance, and start connecting these dots, because it's like our influence is growing in all of these places. And as we move to places like Aurora, places like Bolingbrook, as we see these places that were traditionally Republican strongholds that are now flipping, not because more white people are turning Republican, but because Black people are moving into these areas as they leave the city of Chicago. We've got to organize them and get them moving in their best interest. So, Juan, I got to tell you, I appreciate you calling. People said you need to have a show. So we're going to have you call back next. You make sure you call us next, what's this day, Tuesday? You put some time on your schedule. You call us next Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and I'm going to be looking for your call because I think this was informative, and I think there's a lot more you can add. So think about what your topic is because you got a new segment. We'll be talking to you next week at 8 o'clock.
All right, my brother.
That is Juan Thomas, y'all. The man. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back after these messages. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We got any more callers up there? We're going to take your calls when we come back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the Black people?
I want to know, is there an offensive Black people list? Who manages it, and do Black people have to honor it?
Maze. You're Uncle Tom. That's why you're an offensive. And the reason why you're Uncle Tom is the real story of Uncle Tom. How he worked for his freedom, and then the slave master reneged on him and wouldn't let him get his freedom. So you know what he did? He left. You messing with the church's money. You were smart enough to work your way off, so you offended the white folks. And then you offended the black folks because your ass left. And because they wouldn't. And who manages the left is both black folks and white folks. Because if you see in that situation, the black folks is just as mad as the white slave owner that Uncle Tom left.
What happens if you say that and someone gets offended?
You ran off the plantation, brother. That's why you're offensive. That's all I got, bro. Keep being offensive.
Thank you.
Riis Jackson.
I love being black. Do you love being black? Yeah, I love being black. Hey, I do this for my people all across the globe. Hey, it's brick. The skin I'm in fit me fine, tailor-made, yeah, I'm comfortable. And so it seems I'm still chasing my dreams. They told me, watch my steps, they want to pull the rug from under you. This is transparency, my life 3D. Live every word that I utter, reporting live from the gutter. Where the mind's hard to change, but we don't give up on our brothers and sisters. Cause we all need one another. The time's getting closer, revolution, feel it coming. I can smell it in the air. Inhale it, let it embody you. Because chances are the cops pull you over, they body you. Plus we don't trust each other, so it's just another obstacle. Why jump hurdles to make a change? It ain't optional. Olympian mindset in this booth with my binoculars. I see my vision getting clear, just as what a prophet do. My music touch the people's soul, black power gospel tune. So many styles, watch me kick them like they soccer moves. Falling rank and file, this is my platoon. Soldiers at attention, ain't no Willie lynching. This the program, who they think they kidding? Reinvent the system, total reconstruction of our mental stigma. This ain't a game, boy. Still they think I'm talking about Nintendo's, that's a shame, boy. Augment reality, better fix your brain, boy. I love my people, hope they love me black. I'm going hard and ain't no holding back. Watch me react, I put my fist up in the skies like a beacon for believers that one day we return to our greatest city. We seek it all the glory we can obtain and keep reaching. I'm painting this picture, I hope you see it. Just what the theme is. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud, man. I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis on the wheels of steel. Shout out to Dr. Micah Swansea, man. Tuned in. Shout out to the doc and his wife, man. So I got social psychology. Man, my audience is off the chain. Off the chain, off the chain. Now I ain't having no seizure. You don't like my Wild 'N Out dance? We tear the club up. Actually, I can't tear it up now, Riis. I just knock on the wall a little bit. To the window. Okay, it's the Maze Jackson Show. It's hot in this sweatshirt. Give me a call. 872-259-7474. Juan Thomas put it on the line, y'all. Real talk. That was some real, how you call it? Real spit? Real spit.
Spill.
Oh, spill?
Real spill. Yeah.
All right. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's go to the live line. Caller, is there any advantage to a black candidate?
Maze.
Uh-oh, is this James? Hello?
Maze.
Yes.
Hello?
Hello? Hey, caller.
This is Bill.
This
is Bill.
What's up, Bill?
Bill. Listen, good morning, first of all.
Good morning.
A couple of weeks ago, I asked Dorothy Tillman. First off, let me say I'm 68 years old. I was born and raised on the West Side. I asked Dorothy Tillman, what difference does it make voting in black politicians?
And what did she say?
She said she didn't know, and she put it out there to ask a black politician to call in and answer it. But she told me she didn't know. Can you answer that?
I think yes. I think when it depends on where the politician comes from and if they're more loyal to the party or if they're more loyal to blackness. But I think that there is something to be said about electing people who have our interests in mind. Now, I think what you've got to do and what we haven't done is giving them the back end support to be able to stand up so that when they're threatened by white power structures, right? And I think about it So, yeah, I think there is a benefit to electing black elected officials if we elect them, if we choose them. Usually we just going along as sheep. We haven't said we go along with the people that the D tells us to go along with. So that's where our mistake is. So now we got to start looking at what is the record of the people. Like, why do we care about whose endorsement matters to black people? Right? It was like, that's why I was going off last week. Like, people telling me, white folks telling me which black people are the good black people. Like, really? Go to the callers. It's the call. It's the Mace Jackson Show. What's up, caller? You on the Mace Jackson Show?
So what's going on, bro?
What up? Who there?
Hey, this is Devin, man. What's cracking?
Devo! What's up, man? You supposed to be in the building. What you doing on the phone?
Oh shit, I'm on my way. But yeah, I think it's a benefit. I think hey, shout out to that one brother from out in Aurora, man. That was really dope. And I think yes, Mr. Juan. And I think that the Black People First vision, mantra, mission carries throughout not only the city but the county and the state. So, people that's listening, it is a movement and a momentum that is building. And then I think to have the conversation, man, we just got to be in the room and have the conversation and just stand on it. I mean, if you need to have a tough conversation with somebody, you don't run away from it. If you owe me some money, I ain't going to be like, you owe me some money, but it's cool. But my kids at home starving. Like, we got to come to a resolution. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really what it is. It's just being in a space where, like you say, like that uncomfortable feeling that you get. That is the spirit moving you to push through that. That's what that is. And if you push through it, you'll get to what you're trying to get to. But if you shrink and say, nah, man, I really ain't going to ask Maze for that $5 that he owed me, then you're going to be like, see? And that's why I took your bread in the first place. So we literally just have to stand up and go get our money. And that's really what it is. And it's okay. Because it may not be you that can have that conversation. It might be somebody else. I might just be the messenger. And that's it. This is a message from the people. Give us our money back and walk away. You give my bread or you don't. Or you face the repercussions of it. Either I can hurt you or I can harm you. That's it.
Help her.
See you later on, bro.
All right, man. That's my man, Devo. Look, Devo is the ambassador for the Black People First Party. He like the minister of ambassadory. Right? Like, he go out and be, Devin be cool with everybody. People be like, I don't like Maze. But Devin, you cool. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We got any other callers on the line? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Does there any event? We watched the videos of David Moore, Alexi Janulius, and Anna Valencia. Anna Valencia had more black people starring in her video. Well, Jesse White specifically. But I wonder, is there any advantage to David Moore with black people in this race, being black? Caller, what say you?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I certainly can. How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Okay. What's your name, caller?
And my comment was about David Moore.
Okay, talk to me.
And what David Moore could do is, it is to his advantage that he did not get endorsed by any of the politicians and being black, because the voting black population, they are fed up with what they have now. So all the politicians are in trouble, whether it be local, state, or national. So he could very well use that to his advantage. But he's not part of that group.
That's what I was thinking. Let me ask a question. Do you think the Democrats have a lot to stand on with the black community this election cycle? Like,
no, they do not. They do not. I'm sorry, what?
Like, how do you think black folks are tired? I mean, like, I feel like sometimes I'm in an echo chamber and I'm talking to myself. But I don't know that black folks have really seen the benefit of voting these last 4 years or 10 years.
And that's the problem. So the people that vote will vote, and hopefully they can get the people that don't vote to vote, because that is what they count on, is that you do not vote. Understand this, black people. You have to vote. You got to get your kids and your grandkids and grandma and uncles and aunts and nieces and nephews to vote, because they count on you not voting.
Let me read a headline to you. Thank you, sister. What's your name and where you calling from? Did you hang up on already, Riis? What's your name and where you calling from? Kathy, where you calling from?
I live in Cook County.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you. Thank you, Kathy. Like I feel like people need to pay attention. I was looking at what happened. Riis, let me read this headline to you. You ever been sneak dissed? You ever been sneak dissed? Yesterday, Chicago Magazine put an article in the paper and said, in praise of Jesse White's lack of ambition. Did you read the headline? In praise of Jesse White's lack of ambition. That was kind of a deep headline to me. I don't. Call 872-259-7474. 872-259-74. I see you trying to call. Don't be trying to. I guess. In what circumstances? Riis, it's weird to me that the black people establishment Lord have mercy, hold on. Because I want to know who would possibly be calling me in the middle of my show. Hello? This is not. The show number is 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Hey, man, well, I only got one. I only answer one. And obviously you got this one. So go ahead and call it. All right. Mr. Mays Jackson. You see how people be doing? See, don't nobody. Let me just say this. But I did this. This is what I got to say, though. Because see, Riis, this is when you say, when do you cash out? Right? Like, so any of those, will any of those outlets, you think any of them are going to advertise with us? You think do you think Alexi will advertise with us? Do you think Anna will advertise with us? Do you think David will advertise with us?
Probably got a good chance of David.
Well, David has written checks and supported us before.
Yeah, see,
but to me, I ain't saying. I mean, Anna Valencia gonna have Alexi got millions of dollars.
People like Anna Valencia, like you saying, when they go Democrat, you gotta watch when they vote. I mean, when they run Democrat, like they really don't really push towards blacks like that. So
they be like, y'all, we got you with the D.
We got you already. Yeah, we got
them.
We got you with the D. Like you just said, we got you. So they already know that they got you. So people and that's why David Moore said what I said earlier. And remember I said about people 35 and younger, how we are voting differently.
But y'all ain't voting. Y'all ain't got nothing on the seniors.
Correct.
The seniors though.
Correct.
Are the seniors, where do the seniors go? Do the seniors support, I guess my question, because I be thinking black seniors is prejudice. I really do.
Vote Democrat.
I think, no, they vote Democrat, but I be thinking black seniors are prejudice.
I mean, look what they had to go through. You know, they went through all that, for over half their life, and now, so they already have that guard and shield up. So yeah. I believe it too. I truly hard believe it, but it's just how they had to grow, you know what I'm saying, grow up in that, in that time of living. But I do think it will be something if we do come out and vote. I'm telling you, like a lot of the youth, we vote different for sure. For sure, we vote different. I think we definitely vote black for sure.
Okay. All right. Mace Jackson Show. Anybody on that live line? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. It's the Mace Jackson Show. This whole thing, I just be feeling like, Riis, you got friends where like your friend didn't vote for you? I was in an election. Check this out. I was in an election for the Black Greek Council president at U of I. And so I had all the votes except for the Zetas. And the Zetas didn't vote for me. And I lost it.
That had to hurt.
Right. I be thinking about David Moore. Like your friends, right? But your people, your friends, your ride or dies. Y'all be sitting next to each other every day. Let's go to the live line. Carly on the Mace Jackson Show. Is there an advantage to being black? Is there an advantage to being black in this, the only black person in this election cycle with black voters? It's the Mace Jackson Show. Caller, are you there? Caller? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hey, caller, what's your name?
Hey, this is Alderman David Moore, candidate for Secretary of State.
What are you doing calling this racist show full of all of this black talk, man? You better stay away from me. You get in trouble.
Maze, I haven't changed, and whether I'm downstate or whether I'm in Illinois. And I tell people when I was an RA in college, talking to my white friends who I were over and had to manage on the floors when we would have these type of conversations. And I tell everybody, when black people win, everybody benefit. And so and guess what? White people know that. When I travel throughout the state, when people are honest, they know that. So we cannot be afraid to acknowledge that. And so two things I want to point out in this race, beyond David Moore just being a black candidate. What you heard Secretary White say as it relates to the video that you played regarding Anna Valencia, he said someone with integrity. Let's start there. Where he say I don't have integrity, everybody knows that I have integrity, and my record is reflect that. He said someone with this experience. I will put my resume up against anybody in this race in this day. And what people have to first ask, not whether you're going to vote for David Moore, are you going to vote your interest? Alderman David Moore is going to be good every day of the week. David Moore is going to be good every day of the week. But with the least of us, which is majority black, but the least of us goes beyond color. Will you have a voice that have stood up and not been silent? And so that's the question they have to ask. Will you vote for yourself? Not will you vote for just David Moore. A vote for David Moore is a vote for yourself. The second part of that is when we talk about qualifications, and this is what's important, Maze, resume-wise. There's nothing wrong with people being rich. Maze, there's nothing wrong with people having somebody hold their hand and carry them. But what people got to look at is that who do I want to put in there? Somebody that's more reflective of me and what my child or what my grandchildren are going to have to go through, or somebody that's been handed everything. I had to get loans for college. I had to work hard and work evenings, Ronnie's Pizza, or at college as an RA. I had to do all these things in order for college. Am I saying it's wrong for somebody to get a 4-year scholarship from a state rep or a state senator? No, I just didn't know about it. And so Anna Valencia, she got that. Is it wrong? No. But do you relate to that? When I got out of college and got to do a degree in accounting and operations management and had 2 job offers from Ralston Purina and from State Farm, and I had to interview like crazy and sell myself in order to get those jobs and sell my credentials to get those jobs and spend 10 years as an accountant and then come to the Department of Aviation as an accountant, go to the Chicago Housing Authority as a development manager, work for the Board of Review and Tax Appeals, and then run against the establishment, become alderman. That's a difference from somebody who goes to volunteer for Dick Durbin. I ain't saying it's wrong. You just got to compare and then get handed a job. And then when Rahm Emanuel become mayor, you get handed a job to go work for him. And then when the city clerk's office open up, you get appointed, now appointment or perceived appointment as Secretary of State. I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that. I'm saying which one do you relate more to? And that's what people have to see. And that's what I'm putting out there. When you make that phone call, who you think going to call you back first? Is it going to be David Moore? Absolutely, because I do it as alderman right now. When we have to stand up for issues in city council, whether you're alderman or secretary of state, whether you're a city clerk or treasurer, you have to use your voice. So when people asking what has been done, hey, if it wasn't for David Moore, we wouldn't have had a black contractor to do the first airside contract for cargo in this nation. If it wasn't for David Moore, if it wasn't for David Moore, the voice wouldn't have been heard about making sure that black people have a voice in cannabis, and we could have passed it. That would have happened. If it wasn't for David Moore, we wouldn't have been able to recognize the founder of this city. If it wasn't for David Moore, many other minorities, but specifically black contractors, wouldn't have been able to get contractors, or people getting unions who David Moore has challenged and stood up to, making sure that we get there. Where those other voices been? So we're talking about somebody marching for elected school board, somebody standing for workers' rights. Where's everybody else been? Where are the pictures at? Now you're showing pictures of people with Secretary White. David Moore was circulating petitions for Secretary White in 1997 when he wasn't supported by the Democratic Party. And when we talk about pictures, we're talking about pictures of doing work together, not pictures of me standing with you just to get elected. That's what people have to know and see. And so we have to continue to educate our people out here, because there is a difference, Mays Jackson. There is a difference. So people got to ask, are they going to vote for themselves or are they going to vote for someone else? And voting for David Moore for Secretary of State is them voting for themselves. And my resume cannot be touched by either one of them.
Ooh. Oof. Oof. Hey, Alderman, I don't want no problems, dog. Like, I don't want no problems. You just went Robert Taylor on me, man. And apparently the people from Robert Taylor from Coleman School and somewhere else is talking about they got your back. And look, I don't want no problems with Robert Taylor. I don't want no problems with the singers.
No problem.
I don't want no problems with the singers. Look.
But guess what? Some same people in Pekin stand up for me. Those same people in Peoria are standing with me. Those same people in St. Clair County, Fairfield Heights, Aurora, Rockford, a lot of people. We've been all across this state, mate. You look at our petitions, it reflects this entire state. 5,884 signatures by people who didn't get paid, volunteers across this state. We're winning this race, mate.
So look, Alderman, I think one of the most interesting things in this whole process, and I'm gonna leave it be. Oh, first of all, before we continue this, can you go ahead and wish Bolingbrook a great run in the state championship? Because the last time we was down there, you know, y'all stole our victory, and then I had to take you out to Bolingbrook. We had to go out to the Bolingbrook High School football game so y'all could watch the Simeon Wolverines get whooped around. So before we continue this conversation, do you want to go ahead and congratulate Bolingbrook real quick? I got the mic. You better do it.
Congratulate Bolingbrook. Go ahead. I congratulate Bolingbrook on their continual run. But until they meet my Wolverines, who beat Lamont yesterday, we'll see what happens after that.
Look, that's right. They played Lamont. They did win. Like, we got to play Glenbard, man. I'm mad. Y'all gonna get beat by Whitney Young, but it's all good. Anyway, here's the deal. Alderman Moore, I gotta be honest with you, brother. I always wanted to, and that's why I appreciate that about you. Well, let me say this real quick, because we got to get out of here. But Alderman Moore, so first of all, Alexi Janulius, the floor is open. I'm inviting you to call into the Mays Jackson show. I'm going to reach out to Hannah Jubei, and I'm going to ask her to have him call in. Anna Valencia, I am offering you the full-on opportunity, no name calling, no nothing, the opportunity to present yourself to black people, or at least our network, our little group. Our little group is a powerful little group, though, by the way. And I'd like for you all to come, and I'd actually, Alderman, like to get you all in the studio at some point together as well, right? Because awesome. I feel like we're not going to get the questions that we want to get answered as black people, and whoever has the opportunity to answer them. But I do think that our self-interests are on the ballot. Now, Alderman, I'm about to put you on the spot, because you know we got one question besides what's in it for the black people right now. As the Secretary of State, where do you stand on the right of undocumented immigrants to vote in municipal elections?
I think everybody should be a citizen of this state. I mean, of this country, in order to vote. Anybody that's the way it is in our Constitution. You have to be a citizen. You have to be a citizen to run for president. And so, if we're going to allow undocumented to vote, then the undocumented should be able to run for president. Right now, the Constitution says you have to be a citizen of the United States. And so whoever it is needs to be a citizen of the United States. You're not putting me on front. This is what America is. I can't go anywhere else and vote. This is not just America. Can I go to Europe and vote? Can I go to Mexico and vote? Can I go to Canada and vote? No, I cannot. And so anybody that's a citizen, anybody who is a citizen needs to be able to vote. If you're not a citizen, you should not be able to vote. Become a citizen.
Ooh. Well, I guess that answers my question. I think we know where you stand on that. And I think my easier answer to that would be I support the U.S. Constitution. Right?
Absolutely. No, it's in the Constitution.
I'll be like,
Absolutely.
I support the United States Constitution. Now, you got a problem with that? Take it up with the founders. Look, y'all, I am opening up the door. So, Alderman Moore, first of all, let me tell you what I appreciate you not running from us and being always willing to answer the tough questions and step up and not deny us. You know what Alderman Moore never does is I'll never hear him say, man, don't be around me. Don't. Like, wherever we at, it's like it's always all good. You've been tremendous support to us, Alderman, and you got to get over to us on a Saturday now that you off the trail, and you got to come meet the Black People First Party, because I think there's a lot that can be done in that space. You heard Juan Tovar tell us what's going on in Kane
man,
County.
I got to get his number made. I hadn't had a chance to meet him. I have to. I've been out in Kane. I've been getting a good spot of support out there. I had not had a chance to meet that brother. I was one of the 5 people Black people at that Truman party that he was talking about. But you have to get my number to that brother and have him to call me, please, Maeve.
I certainly will. We're going to make that happen. But y'all heard it. What we talking about ain't just here. It's a lot of disgruntled Black folks that feel like their voices have been muted in the party. Alderman Moore, I appreciate you calling in.
Maeve, there's a lot of disgruntled white folks that feel like their voices haven't been heard. Let me tell you.
Really? We're going to have to get you in here and talk. Look, we're going to have to get you to come in here and talk, because actually I'm going to start doing a little political show. So we're going to have you come in and sit down with me for an hour, and we're just going to do a chat straight on politics. And it won't be the morning show. Look, y'all.
Absolutely.
Alderman Moore, thank you for calling in. I appreciate you. Jay, let me see. Let me back up. You can let him go. Anna Valencia. City Clerk Anna Valencia. We welcome the opportunity for you to call in to answer the questions. Again, this is not a setup. It ain't an ambush. I ain't trying to curse you out. I ain't trying to play you. We have questions as the Black community, or this little section of the Black community. Alexi Janulius, we'd like to talk to you as well. I want to make sure that we're all clear that this is, everybody has opportunity. To the people that have influence on these people, I would ask you to encourage them to come on to the show. Right? Then people will say, I'm not coming on the show because Mays will. Everybody that is running for office, have y'all noticed that I haven't called anybody out of their name? You ain't seen me making no nicknames, because I think we're in a very serious time right now, and I got to be able to build bridges. Look, I keep saying I'm going to talk to y'all about what time we're going to change the show to, because Riis, I can't be getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning this summer. I see the light outside. It's like I got to be able to get my kick it on. And so I got to figure out how all of that's going to go. So when we come back tomorrow, we're going to talk about what time we could redo the show. Also, don't forget, we still going down to Springfield. We ain't forgot Steve Reich. We ain't forgot him. We coming to see you, dog. We got till April. Had to get some business taken care of first, though. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. So for Maze and Riis, is anybody else on that line? All right. For Maze and Riis, Ruthie too, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the Black? Don't hang up, though. What's in it for the Black people? Let me just say this very, very quickly. The support for President Steele has been overly overwhelming, and people have been calling. if today is the absolute last drop dead day that we will take anything, if you are going to turn in, because so many of you have called and said, I just want to get my last ones in. Today at 11 o'clock is the last time, 2907 South Wabash. Drop off your petitions if you are dropping them off, y'all. And we got a big, I cannot wait till next week. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Hey, what y'all think? I don't know, Reese, if we let Tyrone do the show, though, you might be here till 12. Yeah. Hey, I'm not paying overtime neither. Matter of fact, I'm going to have Tyrone renegotiate your salary.
It might help me. I'm going to see if he'll be on my side.
Nah, he ain't going to be on your side. Bosses talk to bosses. No, you going to have another boss. You got to negotiate with Toy. That's boss to boss. All right, y'all. It is the Mace Jackson Show. So for Maze and Reese, Ruthie too, I am the host of the Mace Jackson Show. Every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Hey, corrections officer, Sigmas are the greatest. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.